welcome to the 220th episode of Gorilla Radio. Just two semi-state qualifiers hanging out.
Let's call this today.
Yeah, a few less state titles, 39 or so, less state titles, and but we're gonna talk about, I guess, the actual wrestling that happened on the mat. So hopefully people are chomping at the bit to hear us talk, but quick little recap on Monday night. Number one, it was pretty cool. Just to have everyone that showed up, and Eric Newell, who saved the day.
Man, Eric Newell and Dan
Driver.
Yeah, Eric Newell and Dan Bedoy did save the day. Dude, I can't thank those guys enough. Honestly, I think I think I put it down there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not very tech savvy in that field, so when it didn't work, we test ran it Sunday. And it was perfect, and then when I got there, it wasn't working. And luckily, those guys, were there and they got it going. So, dude, huge shout out to Eric, and he ended up leaving. I texted him, "Now come back, man, and get on the show." Obviously, dude, you can have this thing. We wouldn't even have the show right now if it wasn't for what you guys were running through. And then Danny ended up getting on too. So I really do appreciate those guys.
Yeah, definitely. That we end up being a driver issue, and it worked fine on Sunday night when we test ran it, because I was like, okay, we need to make sure there's everything works, all the drivers and stuff, and for some odd reason it did not like it when we were getting ready to go live. So.
Yeah, the most important time. And, it wasn't the best atmosphere to be having things go wrong, but much like the region, we persevered and we found a way, working as a family.
Yes, exactly. The family helped out, but also thanks to all the guys that came on. We put it together within a week, and Bill helped us out. Hawkins got us some numbers, and no one said no. I think which was pretty cool. And I know 3 or 4 of the guys were in the middle of practices and stepped out for 10-15 minutes to talk wrestling and talk about the region, which that means it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm very grateful for, and everyone afterwards is like, that was so cool. And you can see a lot of the clips. I've been posting those and hopefully share those and watch those. So I think there's some good stuff on there.
We talked about Bill. Bill was one of the guys I said when we were talking about it, hey, let's reach out and see if we can line something up. Thank you to Frickies and Crown Point for hosting. They didn't charge us anything. They're happy to have everyone there. And there's a lot of people there for a Monday night. I know I had sent a picture out to a couple people, but there was a good crowd on hand. So,
did you bowl any games there?
It was ladies' night, so strong. There was a strong division.
Oh, ladies' night at the bowling alley.
I didn't hear a lot of strikes though. So I didn't hear a lot of pins going down.
Didn't hear it on the. How far away was the bowling portion? Was it? I mean,
it was right on the other side of the wall. Actually, okay. I thought this was going to be a problem because I was right by some pool sticks and guys were grabbing pool sticks to play.
I did see somebody. I think it was when you were starting up that came behind you and grabbed their pool stick. And hey.
Yeah, I was kind of confused, but it worked out in the end. They were great hosts. Thanks, Bill. Bobby Joe Maldonado helped line some guys up too. Bobby was helping out. So those are the 2 guys I wanted to reach out to. They're 2 of the probably more connected guys in the region. And then, like I said, shout out to Eric and Danny Bedoy for not only being great on the show, but also helping the show run. So
yeah, so many great stories, and definitely gives me the itch and gives me what saying in the off season, every couple weeks or whatever, get one of those guys, get somebody on there that can just talk wrestling for an hour one-on-one. Nothing about anything that's going on, but some of the stories, some of the history, just hearing some of the stories of the guys just talking. I'm just sitting back and laughing, and I'm just making, I'm just putting people in on the thing and say, hey, what's going on, and they take it from there. It's really cool. So
yeah. One of the really cool things, and I know we didn't want to do a ton of time on it, was how interconnected everyone was. like interweaved. So like you would have, Angels on, he's talking about Bobby Joe, then Bobby Joe's on the screen, and he was talking about his cousin and Bobby Joe being like a big match, and that was a huge match. That Bobby Joe, Rene Hernandez match was really big, and then Leroy's talking about Billy. Billy's talking about like the people that he had going in his garage training, and then Alex and Jesse was really cool. Sean's talking about how Eric had coached him to an ISWA state title, and just the interweavings, and like we had Coach P on. Coach Watkins, had the RWA room in their facility for a long time, so like he has a big connection to those guys. Coach P had coached a lot of those guys, like McMurray, and so it was a really cool. And then like Mike Escobedo and Airsman, and just it was a really cool event. I thought that was one of the things that, like, when you look at that, it's one of those where like everyone was helping everyone get better. Back, not like not like in a funny way, but it was like before recruiting, like they didn't recruit each other, but they're all training together.
Yeah,
it would have been really easy to be like, oh, let's all go to whatever school and be the best.
Yeah, like what I was talking to you talked last night on the phone, and one of the craziest things is one of the groups I know of personally is like the group that would go over to overtime.
Yeah,
Miguel from Munster,
Cosgrove, Galka
from Lake Central, Cosgrove and Galka from Hobart,
Howe
from Hanover. They're all different schools, but one of their dads would take. They rotated. Somebody would take them an hour and a half over there. I think it was like an hour and a half to get.
Yeah, it was in like Naperville. Like, and obviously that was a great facility. I don't believe it's open anymore. Like I know the guy that owned it, like Sean Bormet's the coach at Michigan now, so that was like a nice upgrade for him, going from the club scene to the head coach of a Big Ten team. But a lot of guys in the region were getting good that way, and I think Alex touched on it too. I know Dave did also. We're so close to that. If people are familiar with like Illinois wrestling, like the Chicagoland area is where all of the best wrestling in Illinois is at.
Yeah.
So we're incredibly close there. So when you're a kid, like I don't know as much when I lived in Illinois at the time, but I don't know if those guys were going out there doing the KWF stuff, and then did back then like the Harvey Twisters. We kind of talked about it. Were everywhere. Yeah. Like you had and what did Dave say? Like his first group was like him, Tony Davis, who's an NCAA champ, Reggie Wright, and like TJ Williams or something.
Yeah. Yes. Jeez, that's a whooping. I mean, I just like, wow. Yeah. So yeah, that the cool thing is like everyone worked together more than anything, and no one cared about what school you were from.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from this school, we're not going to help you out. Everyone was helping each other out, and just the stories, they were so interconnected. And one of the cool things, what makes the region special. And I mean, it was almost like everyone was reading from the same script, I mean, and they were all putting their little personal twist on it, but it was very, very similar and stuff that and it's the region is something that I understand, but there's a difference between understanding and living it. And that's something like you and Eric are two of my good friends, and you guys brag about the region too much. But
we still love Jason. But they're a little bit on the higher end of that. So like I think a lot of those guys are still friends, and like they still talk. And I thought the story with Leroy and Billy was really good about college, mm-hmm. And like they're there like hanging out, like celebrating, but like Leroy's celebrating Billy's successes while he like had probably like his least successful year as a collegiate athlete.
Yeah.
And we talked about it too, and like we talked off air, and I don't know if we ended up touching on it because sometimes I was talking and I don't know if you guys could hear me, but we definitely couldn't hear you at that point. We heard some Fox News. They had Fox News playing on the overhead. They didn't want us to switch it off. So I got a really good ear of like, world politics right now. But the list was like, if the two timers were there and then we grabbed a couple other ones, the guys at Mike Tony, happy birthday, my brother, right? He stepped on the show for a little bit. He's like, did anyone say anything? I said, no, no one said it, but he like popped in for like 30 seconds. I think that we could have did a lot of shows with a lot of two timers also. Like there's a lot of really good wrestlers from the region that weren't going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do part 2 and part 3 with some, quite a few state titles and stuff. So, yeah, I think that's a good recap on that. Sectional recaps. The one big, I guess one of the coolest things, Modern Day hit their 50th in a row consecutive sectional title, which is
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. I think Belmont has 47 or 48.
And
So
man, he got real professional. Got out of that hoodie real quick.
yeah. I think Modern Day has like 45 or 46. There's a website that's not.
Yeah, I think
And
we
that's
were
not
talking about that
sectional.
too. Like you can't have any like hiccups in that run. Like you can't have a guy miss weight. You can't have someone quit. My senior year, we had a guy quit the week of sectionals, and we ended up losing to Griffith. It was like the first time since like '91, and obviously Griffith was stacked. Like they had a lot of guys that were on that show. Like
Yeah.
um,
They've already updated it. Belmont has 48 total, Newcastle 46, Bloomington South 45, Cathedral 44, and Warren 40. Those are all the 40 ones over 40.
and
So,
and the Modern Day run, and I don't. I guess Evansville could be down now, like not the semi-state. So before anyone gets on me, it was like, oh, like the city of Evansville, like many of the cities in the state, aren't producing the level of wrestlers that I'm sure that they're accustomed to.
mhm.
But there were some years that like Evansville Memorial was really good. There was a year where Evansville Rights had, I think, 4, maybe 5 medalists.
Mhm.
Where like Modern Day still had to find a way to win that out. And before, I know, like I seen on the post, they had all these comments, and one of my guys that commented on it was a guy I went to high school with. Is like the best championships money could buy. And I think of all of the teams that like are accused of recruiting, like I don't look at them as a recruiting team. And people could say, well, it is, but at the end of the day, you see Weinzaffels, Allstads, you see like the names continually recycled through that program.
Yeah.
Like, so like, I guess the recruiting part is that you did a really good education and their parents really enjoyed the program and
Yeah.
they recruited their kids to go there.
Yeah.
Like Greg Schaefer, who, his sons have gone through the program. So
Yeah, that's the recruiting was their fathers and grandfathers had a very good experience at the school, and so now they're going. And yeah, it's are they technically have to recruit because it is a private school and
yeah.
no one's guaranteed to go there, but the way they recruit is with a good education, good athletics, and obviously if they're not doing that stuff, then they're not gonna be able to get kids there, and they're gonna go wherever. So yeah, that's just it's a funny thing.
Hit him with the mute now. No, I'm joking. uh, no, but I think that's a really cool accomplishment. I know. I'm not gonna lie. That there was a lot of sectionals I went through where I was like, we could probably do away with the sectional level now.
Yeah,
I mean, even like some regional spots where like kids are getting forfeits to the semis, like the finals. It's like, come on, man. Like, I think we have to find a better way to divide it up. Maybe I know. I'm in favor, and I know I'll probably catch a lot of flack for this. Is dividing up the entire the Indianapolis area into 4 quadrants.
yeah,
I mean, they don't really. They're not using a facility like. I think like if you could cut like half of a quarter of Indy goes up to the north, both north sides, and down on the south sides. I think it makes it a little bit more evened out. But I think we had talked about it before. But I think that theirs isn't that. That's not taken away from what they've done.
it's amazing. Like you said, no hiccups, nothing.
Yeah.
Especially even. I mean, now that you have a little bit deeper sectionals, there's more teams that can challenge you, but also there's more. I mean, even the smaller ones you have. I mean, a lot of times there probably were almost dual meets with them and another team, and if someone doesn't make weight, someone gets pinned that shouldn't get pinned, and there's so many variables that you just don't have a hiccup in 50 straight years, and there's nothing. obviously there's many years where they've been the best in the state, but still they weren't always, they're not always the best bet, the top 5 team in the state, and they figured out a way to do it, which is
Bill, Bill,
it's
I would say they did. This is the probably one of the first years I did feel like they grabbed a handful of kids from the area that were um going there. But I think that's I agree with that. Like I'm not gonna say that didn't happen, but like I think they grabbed 3 transfers and there was a fourth one that ended up leaving, right?
yeah.
And then they had some pretty they had a pretty significant freshman come in that was kind of on the fence.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But I mean, like anywhere else, the success breeds success, and people want. I mean, people want to do what's best for their kids, and if going to modern day, going to whatever school you think is better, whether it's academics, whether it's athletics, the parents are looking out for what they feel is best for their kids, and I mean, you can never fault a parent for doing that.
I think that we only focus on the bigger programs, right? Like we're like, oh my gosh, like whoever. I don't want to go on a big tangent about recruiting, but like I don't hear anyone going at Glaze
Yeah.
going to Southmont out of the Mooresville Regional. Where's all the uproar for that? He's had a good season. Southmont was at the team state. Like no one's putting their foot down and they're upset about Bryce Glaze going to Southmont.
I mean, Rex Moore
Where,
to North Miami. They won
yeah.
a team state.
Yeah, where's everyone upset about Rex Moore transferring from Manchester? Yeah. So, I just think that's like one of the things that's like because those guys are doing it at a high level. It's easy to say that, But I mean, I always wonder like, does it happen? And I didn't feel like it in softball. Like there was some transfers, and you're just like, oh, like that's cool. But like, and obviously we're on the end of that. But I don't wonder if that happens a lot in other sports, or is it just like because wrestling's such a tight knit community that it's more recognized.
I mean, it's easier to see that I mean, we just have a better. I mean, I'm sure you don't. It happens. I know it happens in other sports. I know football has a lot of coaches will complain about some transfers in football and stuff, but it's not as easy because it's an all we have state placers. We have designations with these guys. This guy placed in ISWA. He's one of our top 10 middle school kids, and now he's going, we thought, this is where they live. This is, where he's been going. It's a little bit easier to kind of designate that this is a top 20 kid that's moving out.
Did any of those programs grab a guy that was a medalist?
Which one? Like what?
The modern day, none of those guys that transferred.
I'm just saying overall, you can kind of tell what.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Okay, you grabbed a couple semi-state guys. I think they had the potential to get medals this year.
Yeah.
But is that like would they still got those medals at the school that they're at, having to go through that, So I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it happens. A lot of people say it happens in football a lot more, and it's. Yeah.
I agree with the first part. The second part's debatable.
Which the Oberlins?
Yeah. Now I guess Nick is kind of handsome, right?
Nick,
Duke.
Oh yeah, Duke. Yeah, Duke. I thought you were talking about Crowder. Duke's a good-looking guy. Good looking coach.
So,
no,
I guess like
from the hood. He's from Butler. Come on, Butler ain't no hood.
I think. If we like, I guess no. Wyatt Albury did not medal last year. Medalist at freshman sophomore, right?
I don't think he went. Did he go to state?
I don't believe he went to state.
There's a website for that.
You had to go through that buzzsaw known as the Mooresville semi-state.
Yeah. Wyatt Albury, he was.
Oh, dude, that could be everybody. I mean, if we're saying couldas and shouldas, right? Like, dude, I was shocked that we didn't get 4 titles. You and myself, Joe.
Yeah.
Different time, different window. Now, so I guess some of the bigger news was like some of the guys that weren't in the bracket, right? For sectional, like we kind of knew, not that we like, I didn't expect it this early, but I knew that, like I guess right off the bat, like Luke Henderson missed weight. There was a couple guys. The crop weight scale is deadly. Like that's We almost got the invite to the show. He was
Yeah.
busy. Um, like the Crown Point scale didn't want to come out. Like it was like too soon, I guess. But Luke Kennison, number 2 in the state. I know it was a hard pull. I think layered with. I know he had some. I posted it on there, and I'm not trying to get a HIPAA lawsuit, but I know that he had some like medical stuff too, right?
Yeah.
So you're adding another layer. So it's not just a hey, he's cutting hard or like it's on top of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's like one of those things that it's unfortunate because he's really good.
Yeah.
I think he's in that like top. Now I think obviously him and Maddox wrestled, and I'd be willing to bet he might have been the only person in Indiana to take Maddox down. But past that, like Maddox is tier 1. I think Louis was on that next tier underneath him. So it's unfortunate, but I know that he's got a strong work ethic, good family. He'll be back. Hopefully, the late cutting's going to be in the thing with pass for him. Same sectional. Deshaun Thomas, who was ranked number 30, also misses weight. They were surprised. I was surprised. He had wrestled 13 at Team State. That one, I'm not really sure. So I'm not sure. They said he was good Friday night and less good Saturday morning.
Yeah. A couple.
I did have a guy talk about cutting weight, and he's like, I don't know how these guys miss weight. I was like, you had guys miss weight. He's like, yeah, they missed by 0.1. I said, did they let him wrestle? I'm confused.
Yeah. No, that scale there.
And then I confirmed with the official that had a DQ one of those guys for missing weight. And he said he was not 0.1 over. He wanted to confirm that with me.
Yeah. Evan Kreiderman
Hunter made it
was another one in that sectional. He was out. They pulled him due to injury.
Yep.
Kendall Moore.
I think we lost 2 to injury today.
Yeah, we Dakota Willoughby from Mountain Central, returning state qualifier. He's out, and Kendall Moore from Purdue Polytech. I think he was fifth at regional. So those are the 5 now. Now 5.
Well, I think there's another kid from down south that's also I don't know if he was in the rankings or not. That's going to be pulled out of. He had been ranked at some point this year. I guess he was injured, so could be worse, man. Illinois pulled some pretty good guys.
Yeah, they got the all skin check on returning state champ, and that doesn't sound very like a fun situation at all. And he had the note too. So no other sport. Mm-hmm. And as we were talking, I was like, no other sport can a kid just get randomly. I don't want to say randomly, but it's just get DQ'd and have no. I mean, you don't see it in the golf. They don't inspect the kid's golf ball and say, "Ooh, that has too many dimples in it. You're done." I mean,
I never played golf in high school. Did they do that?
So yeah. So yeah, there should be
I seen some Jeff, sexual drama. Got a quote in the paper. Yeah. Was that that's from?
Yeah, Jeff's sectional drama. Where we do? Jeff Lafayette. Jeff.
It's that time of year where but you're right, and kind of going off the Illinois thing, something very a slam, a DQ, a missed weight, and it's over your whole season. You just worked 3 months. I want to circle back to the Louis thing too, because I wanted to touch base on that, because I think that there was this overwhelming feel this is bad. If they don't have Luke Kennison at 106 for Team State, I don't think they win Team State.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, and I'm sure no one's wearing it more than he is. Probably his parents too. Obviously that's hard. Your kid going through that, but I think it's just a very tough thing.
Yeah, and
that was a tough one when I got that one. We didn't adjust the rankings for that. I'm doing an underground semi-state ranking, top 16. I worked on it all day at work today, outside of my work.
Tomorrow, right before lunch, I did update took out the wrestlers that are not in the brackets anymore, and so we do have an updated power poll. We are not going to go a week without a power poll, and obviously
Modern
there's
day
a few
probably, or
adjustments.
not
That's
modern day.
all. There's not very. I mean,
Crown Point probably significantly dropped that too. Probably drops them pretty
yeah,
low.
they lost 20 points, and they're half a point better than Center Grove because I think Joe Hamilton, I think he was 10, he moved up to 9, and that didn't change his points. So he needs to move up to 8 to get some more points. So if someone else ahead of him goes, they'll take him out. So we'll have some victims this week too. So I'll update that every week. Also got I just got that out this evening. The significant matches. Some people were not happy that they are not listed, but that happens. So,
we like to not explain how the power poll works. That's how we get those clickbaits.
Yeah. All that is clickbait and people to comment on everything that they have no clue about. And we purposely put it together. Like we find at least five dual results that we can manipulate so that we can put like a team over another team if they lost in the duel.
Is that really Kyle O'Reilly like commenting on Lucas Day? That was a good win for Lucas Day, like over Kyle O'Reilly, right?
Is he really? Yeah.
Dude, shout out your boy, man. Go for it, man. What a good guy. Where do you want to do regional? We'll just kind of talk about some of the sectional stuff from there, and then we can kind of break that down.
I mean,
this is kind of a regional show.
There wasn't too much drama at sectionals. I mean, there were some upsets. I mean, we can touch on some of the upsets. Let me.
Well, I think everyone loves to tell me all year like every match starts 0-0. So what upsets are we talking about, Joe?
You're not wrong. Oh yeah, and we did get the death draws article, and I guess we got some slack for that of putting out what possible death draws there are.
He is, man. He's good. He is good. Lucas Day is good. Shout out to the Day family. He was in the rankings. Dustin left him off, and I was like, well, it's going to be tough. And I left him off, and then he goes out and,
puts it on you guys.
Does his thing, man.
So let's go over some of the upsets that we saw. The biggest one, not really the biggest because it's two guys with state medals, was
Colin Strayer over Noah Verduzco.
Strayer.
And dude, they've wrestled a ton of times. Great win for Strayer.
Yeah, that was a good win for him.
It puts Verduzco on the same side now in that regional with Kuros, who had just beat Strayer at the DAC by major. So,
yeah,
I think that's going to be 26 is we've talked about it every week. 26 is a weight where it'll be interesting to see how it plays out because there's so many guys that can win that weight class. And now Colin's right in that mix too. He's semifinalist. Not only is he a medalist, he was a semifinalist. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Noel's obviously a semifinalist. Don Brown, IHPO champ. Getz had a really good year. Hockaday, my boy was going at me too. But like Hockaday is good too. Like Kuros beat him for a freshman sophomore state title. I think we're sleeping on Braden Voles might be the guy that like wins it, right? Braden Voles will be the guy that comes out and gets the championship, and it'll be like no one talked about him the whole year. Rex Moore will go out and get a title, undefeated at 126. And he's just flying under the radar, right?
Yes, exactly.
Guy's got a medal, just kind of doing the thing.
Yeah, that's 126 is such a wide open weight class, and that's gonna be fun to see how it shakes out. Other ones,
130 Alec Washburn over Luke Weaver. Washburn's tough. Westfield, some of those Westfield records could be deceiving because of how good of a schedule those guys wrestle. They're in a lot of really good events. They're Team State. They're Al Smith. They're at their own Shamrock. What is it? The Shamrock Slam. Yes. Shamrock Duels.
They were Al Smith, and they also wrestled at the Curry Clash beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So,
and they're in probably arguably. I mean, anyone can argue what they want. The toughest conference in the state, right?
Second toughest behind the NECC.
NECC. Yeah. In my garage, I'm in my basement. This is gonna be the future studio. My wife got real crafty. She's upstairs painting a wall. So the wall that's normally my background. So down here in the
He
basement.
got regulated to the basement because he didn't get home.
This is our plyo throwing wall. This is how you throw fastballs, guys.
He didn't get home early enough on Monday, so he's been sleeping on the couch, living in the basement.
Yep. Showing a little bit longer. 38, Gavin Kemp over Donald Bowie. I'm sure that was a good match. I didn't see how it went down, but 6'3", 44, Jordan Reigns, number 24 over number 10, Malachi Tholner. I'm sure we got some guys in the chat that know how that went down. I think Reigns is super talented. Like we've talked about it all year. We talked about it last year.
Yeah, he's one that he's like a ranker's nightmare because he'll have good wins and then he'll have perplexing losses, and it's like what happened, and I know he had an injury earlier in the season, so I think that could have played effect into some of the losses, and I mean, and he probably is distracted by the good-looking coaches in the corner, and
dude, you got those twinkles in their eyes. I would say like his Al Smith was like a microcosm of how it is to rank him.
Yes.
Like he loses early, comes all the way back, wins some really good ones, and after the rankings, you're like, man, everyone's in the garage now. It just took about 20 minutes to get this thing.
Yes.
I didn't move down here during the show. Number 16, Caleb Kirkpatrick or Cohen Long. I thought that was I seen that result and that was pretty good. Wyatt Hoppus over Ashton Goney, 13 over 10. 165, number 16, Cameron Sommer over Braden Bentz, Little B, Fall. I'm sure those guys, run it back this week. Christopher Tetz Herrera from Portage over Alec Tatum in the championship of the Portage sectional. I think he's come on pretty good. He was a guy that they were pretty high on, and they were just kind of saying that he's a hardworking kid, and he's really performed well. Man, Travis Horn was sending me Black Oak videos yesterday at like 11 o'clock at night. He's like, I was like, dude, I lived there. I know all those locations.
Yeah.
Clayton Miller over Kevin Fuller, 3-2. I think they've wrestled a couple times now. And then 215, undefeated, Jaron Kearney of Princeton over number 8, Caden Thacker, 4-1. Yeah. I'm sure that'll run back again this week too.
Did you say the Miller over Fuller?
Yep, Clayton Miller over Fuller, 3-2.
Nothing. I mean, Tyreek Hinton of Ben Davis lost to Kevin Fields. Hinton put out. So Hinton has had some good. He's had a weird career because his freshman year, man, that's 20-12 heavyweight match. Jeez, Hinton's had a really weird career. He's one of those ones that he's been in the rankings. He's had some good wins, and I think he was hurt last year, and then kind of thought he'd kind of keep progressing, and just kind of had a weird career there.
I mean, there were some guys that made some noise. We got Jakari Markey back on the mat. Yep. Came out, won the sectional, dealing with some injuries and just kind of getting his legs back under him. And shout out to Jakari Markey, man, making a run.
He does not have an easy regional.
I mean, even the sectional, he had to beat AW, and then he beat the kid from Indianapolis Lutheran, who's that kid's huge, man.
They have Glessing, Markey. There's five state ranked guys in that regional, so somebody's going home.
I think one we didn't hit on the match of the week at 144 at Crown Point, Carter Hall over Dalton Robson, which sets up a kind of a death match at the regional because Robson been ranked all year, pretty. I think he's fifth at the semi-state ranking, and he'll have Aiden Fernandez of New Prairie first match. Yeah. So the loser of that match to go to the finals was going to be a tough. We're going to be in a real tough spot.
So how do we want to go over the regionals? I guess
we just hit some regionals up and we can go alphabetical order. We can start at Mooresville, Crown Point, and kind of go trickle down that way. I think those are the two top ones, right? Yeah. In my opinion, like looking at rankings and how they go, I thought those were really good to see Caden Rogers back on the mat too. Honestly,
yeah, he got him and Markey got added back to the undefeated list. We lost 12. I think we have 44 now left. I think there are a good handful that are going to be eliminated this year or this week.
We'll start at the vaunted Mooresville semi-state.
Allegedly better than Fort Wayne.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, I don't know if I. It's tough, man. That's a tough area, and I know Evansville loves to claim that, but I mean, that you got like that's a lot of indie.
Yeah, it's a lot of greater indie area.
I mean, Joe Hamilton, Micah Toom. I don't see like a ton of like real tough first round matches over there. I mean, Landon Smith has been in the rankings. Bryson Spears right off the bat, first match. Landon Smith, a pretty tough freshman, 27-8. I didn't see his record by his name in there, which probably indicates I misspelt Landon in the spreadsheet.
Well, there's about 6 ways you can spell Landon. I did. Oh man, I was gonna do that. Maybe I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Is what name is still alive the most?
Oh yeah. It used to be Mike back in the day. I never got to just be Mike. I had to always be Mike R.
Mike R. Yes.
But I mean, your top 4 there, pretty solid. I don't know if I would say the top 4 there, all 4 got a punch their ticket like last year, but I think that'll be a good 4 coming out. We're not in the prediction business, so I don't want to go on there. Oh, also, I'm going to be doing the Deepwater podcast tomorrow. Oh, I got a couple things I should end with that, but I guess we're in the middle. I'm doing the Deepwater podcast tomorrow with Vargo. Oh, boy. I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about. He asked me if there was anything that was off limits. I said, nah, man, I'm good. I'll talk about whatever. I said, like, that's where you messed up. You want to put me on the schedule. That's when my light stops working. Yes. My computer went on strike. He's like, McMurray told my computer to go on strike, union rep. And then Saturday I'll be doing the Crown Point Regional with Heartland Sports Network, which used to be Jed TV. They wanted me to find a broadcast partner. So if anyone wants to broadcast with me, they actually pay. So they actually hit me with the direct deposit today.
Why don't you get your brother to do it, and then everyone would be like, "Man, there's twins up there."
We don't want to do. I asked him. He talks fast and he says a lot of swear words. He's like the dark version of me. the less polished version of me. 113. 113 has some good matches at Mooresville right off the bat. You're talking Kellen Sheff and Nathaniel Sanders, a real tough freshman. Sanders 23-2 and Sheff 32-3. That'll be a really good match. I think Sheff's probably gonna be the favorite there, but that's a tough one. And then MJ Heilman, Mark Heilman, 18-17, probably 17 ranked losses across the country because I think he took some at Carnahan, and I believe he took some down south. And Malachi Marlin, 25-6 senior from Decatur Central. So those would be 2 really good ones right off the bat.
Yeah, that's gonna be. You have 3 top 4 ranked wrestlers. So you're looking.
They think Little Howard's gonna beat Ballman. Or is Ballman going to bump up in the sectional and wrestle the bigger one at 190? That'd
be a fun
one. We'll get there. That's probably going to be higher up on the list. 120. Jermaine Johnson took his first loss. Was at Purdue Polytech. Went to Tri-West. He did the opposite. He transferred into the Mooresville semi-state.
Not the wisest thing to do that on purpose.
But I mean, especially when you got a champ, a runner-up, or a semifinalist, and a qualifier in your weight. So pretty tough.
Yes. Do you like that? I put their state credentials on the brackets.
I did. I did like that.
No one commented on that. It's kind of sad.
Are you on the state? Are you on your own brackets? I'm on USA bracket. I'll go to ours.
I'm on my own brackets.
I don't understand this one actually. It's a little bit easier to navigate for me. Hockaday. I'm just trying to see if again, like another tough weight. David Bowman got his first loss. Real tough area. But you got Hockaday, Bowman. Oh, you got it up and everything. Look at that. It's nice. Yeah. Don Brown, Eli Olge. Like there's 2 guys with a medal and some guys that are pretty solid there. Yeah. Do you feel like this is a little bit more top heavy of a regional? Like obviously you have Avon, Brownsburg, Center Grove. Those are three teams that were team state, and then you kind of sprinkle some other guys in, but those guys are going to take the majority of the tickets, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say they take. So there's 56 there. They're they're easily taking 10 each total. I mean, they're taking 30 between three teams. I'm sure.
Man, just
Damn close to it.
this is going to set up a death draw, possible death. There'll be a tough draw for one of these four because Evansville is a deep semi-state. But you got Nate Rio, Royce Malone, Kyle Riley. He has Jackson Fram first match. Like I feel like Jackson Fram's been on that spreadsheet 10 years. And then Lucas Day, who had a good win over Kyle Riley. So Lucas Day and has Nick Castro first match. So tough four there.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's a potential death draw in there, and
Well,
I mean, man,
yeah, you can pop like Malone and Schaefer. Like, dude, that's not ideal.
no, not at all, not
Uh,
at all.
Alex Tinsley had a good win over Weaver this year. Charlie Hutchinson, Landon Haynes, and Keegan Murray, another guy from Greenwood. And then Flores and Gales. That's a pretty solid. Just overall, there's going to be a lot of guys with state experience because you have such strong high end teams.
Mm-hmm.
You're possibly get a rematch here of 1 and 2 in the state at 144. I only say possibly because I don't want to discount anybody like a Quentin Chef who's going to wrestle Hornsby possibly in the semis. But I'm sure everyone's looking at that Hornsby Reynolds rematch. That was a pretty good match early on.
Yeah, another weight class with three guys in the top four.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Howard and Pledger's a regional final match one day. Marcus Malone, Klein, I know these guys are ranked. A good one right off the bat of, and this is like, this one right here is Mooresville to me. We talked about the region. This is the Mooresville, like, semi-state, like, first round. You have David Fiola got his first loss of Decatur Central, and Caden Bludgett, 36-1 of Greencastle, meeting in the first round. Two guys with 2 losses. I'd be hard-pressed to find another regional first-round matchup with guys with 2 losses combined.
Yeah, that's
both seniors. Yeah,
both seniors, and they're only. It's not even like they're battling for a trip to state. They're just trying to get to semi-state.
Yeah, that's gonna be make weight, and then you're gonna have to go out there. Oh, and if you win, you have the defending state champion next match.
Yeah, yes. Your reward for you can't even breathe a sigh of relief. Yes, I'm going on to the next match, your next round. I get Tommy Gibbs, who is a bully from what some people have said.
Yep.
I think he's a nice kid, though.
I think he's a nice kid too. Bully on the mat, right?
Just a bully, just a bully on the mat.
At 157, I think this is like one that like a tale of two parts, right? Will Vanderloo Garrett having a really good season, 28-0, has beat Parker Reynolds at the Curry Clash, 25-4. I know Parker, and I'm not making excuses for anybody, and Will has one of the best gas tanks in the state. Like we've seen it at Al Smith, we've seen it in that match. I know Parker was coming off an injury, but that'll be an interesting rematch to see where they're at.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I mean, because that was the first weekend of the year they wrestled, and you don't want to. At this point in the year, you've had a whole season. You're in shape. You're not peaking for that tournament by any means.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. We'll see where he's at, and that's gonna be a great match no matter what. I think. I mean, that first one was crazy. I'm definitely hoping there's some streaming so I can take a look at the finals here while I'm sitting in the beautiful Ginder Dome at Carroll High School.
I think that'll be for the team race. That'll be huge. They're going to hit in some spots where it's going to be, some points that they're going to be, 13, 32, 44, 57. Those are some matches that they're going to have to pull some dubs of Center Grove. Coach Swain does a good job of getting those guys going, and so does Coach, Snyder. So it's not like those guys are unaccustomed to the postseason, but
yeah,
a lot of head-to-head matches that could switch that. Mm-hmm. Robbie Leahy, Owen Porterfield. That's a ranked matchup, first round of regional. The Center Grove Brownsburg right off the bat.
Yeah, That's huge, and both guys are having good seasons too. That's the thing. That's 11 and 15. Someone's going home, and that's tough.
And two guys that I feel like kind of on in the shadows of their own programs because you have such high end guys. Like both teams have multiple medalists, and Owen Porterfield's done a great job, and Robbie Leahy has done an amazing job.
Yeah,
Whoever loses this match, it's an unfortunate loss, but those guys have done a lot of work this year to put themselves in that spot. Jared Rivera, freshman, 21-5 on that top part. So shout out to Whiteland trying to make some noise. Watch for them to make a run at Team State next year.
yeah.
75, Sean Breedlove. He'll have Mazid Azhola. I put him in the rankings in the final ranking. He had that win over
Morton.
Yeah, Morton. Triple B left him out. We were in disagreement there. I still love the big guy. He's my boy, but he's out there taking home heads, man. That's what he's looking to do. Colton Gibson, late entry from Brownsburg, pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty good sophomore. He had some good middle school results, right?
Yep. Good ISWA stuff. I think Jaden Foudy is on the watch list. He'll have Morakowska right off the bat. And then I think that of the guys that's the only one I'm looking at that has some ranking stuff in there. Do we skip Lambert? Lambert out here tossing out. Oh, here it is. You got to get to Lambert out here handing out lat drops, right?
Yes.
That'll be a tough one. Miguel Flores, Connor Denault. They said Flores kind of grinded his way to get out, but Caden Lambert had himself a day. He'll have Wes Wolke, the freshman from Brownsburg. Don't let his 12-14 record fool you. He's been in all those big matches. So
yeah, that should be a good one. You got Camden Williams, Whiteland having a good season. Him and
Dayton Mink and Amodi Dada match from Pike should be pretty good too. 28-3, 24-3.
6 losses between the guys. Not 2, but that's still not very many.
I believe both those guys were semi-state qualified. I'm not sure about Mink, but I believe Dada was last year. So, heavyweight, another solid field, man. Shout out to the Brownsburg coaches, though. Gervin Fields making a push here at the end. Those guys know how to coach heavyweights.
Yes, they do.
Keegan Maury Shields, returning state qualifier. Elijah Johnson, ultra athletic heavyweight for Decatur Central. Grevin Fields, an ultra athletic heavyweight for Brownsburg. He's only a sophomore. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the stand next year. Probably more next year. I mean, heavyweight's pretty deep.
Yeah.
So, dude, just a good regional. It's going to come down to those head-to-head matchups with Brownsburg and Center Grove.
Definitely. Yeah, it's going to set up that, and it's also going to be very, it's going to set up the next couple weeks.
Yep. It goes into a blind draw after this. If you're a champ, you're going to give yourself the best shot, but that's not always the case.
Yeah.
You've seen 100 cases where people wish they would have lost and took it a different route, but it didn't go that way. So,
yeah. So,
what my opinion would be the second best regional, the Crown Point regional.
Yes.
1A, 1B. I know, obviously, being from the region, I see a lot of the Crown Point guys, but top end wise, top talent, national top end talent, I think the Crown Point regional is pretty good.
I mean, you're throwing in New Prairie, Lowell, Crown Point, Hanover Central, who was Team State runner up at 2A. Just so many solid programs, and even the other teams that are sprinkled in there, they all have some pretty good solid kids.
Yeah,
so there's gonna be some
Lowell
matches. Yeah, Lowell.
We already hit on 106 losing Kennison. I think tough hit for Crown Point. It's gonna be tough for the team race. That was a big point score. But shout out to Julian DeLuna, man. Make weight, do your thing. 33-1. His one loss is now out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Micah Vargas of New Prairie's wrestled really well this year. Longoria was a semi-state qualifier last year at 120. that could be an interesting match. I think Longoria beat Sturfield Fling early on, but he's a big six. Like obviously he qualified at 120 last year, and then that semifinal will be big to see who. I mean, Lowell. They were talking like that if they had Thomas make weight, and this is always the ifs and buts about it. Like, and I say I got it from Kevin. Kevin's like, oh man, if Shawnee would have make weight, like they were real close in the team race. I was like, man, I bet if Crown Point texted me if Louis would have made weight, that thing wouldn't be that close.
Yeah.
So 113. Looking for a Freeze Westfall match. Huge win for Tyler Quarles in the semis last week over Carter Gary. Those guys have gone back and forth. Westfall and Freeze. Westfall beat him at Al Smith. Cruzawetta has Sammy Westfall has his number. I'm sure they'll be cheering for Sammy to get that dub because I think Cruz has a win over Freeze and he struggles with Westfall.
Yeah, that should be a pretty good weight there.
120. Jacob Powers wrestling well. Nathan Scott wrestling really well. So that want to be a good showdown. Like if New Prairie's going to want to win that regional, which they have the firepower up top to do it, and guys, like they're going to need some of those matches like Scott over Powers, and we'll talk about it more. Colin Strayer coming off of a huge win, put himself in a good spot. He's going to be opposite of Kiros and put Verduzco down with them. Right off the bat, this match would be pretty good. Sam, I call him Platypus, but it's like Platus and Ben Armstrong. I know they wrestled for their middle school conference last year. Armstrong's a Crown Point kid. He's at Indiana Christian. His family's from Black Oak, so I know he's got some scrap in him. His dad wrestled for Calumet. His uncle was pretty good at Calumet also. So that'll be a good one right off the bat for a ticket to go to semi-state. Like, obviously the top three there are guys that are top 5 in the state or top 10 in the state.
Yeah, that's going to be a good weight class this week. Interesting seeing how Verduzco bounces back after that loss.
So we have some girls that play at Lowell that play softball for us. And I was just asking. I always like to ask like the girls like who's like a good kid, who's a bad kid, because like we only get like certain, like we're getting certain opinions because they're like obviously they're not going to come up and be jerks to us. And she told me Noelle Verduzco is like literally the nicest kid at Lowell. So I like Noelle. I was happy to hear that. You don't always hear that from them.
Yeah.
But so shout out to my girl Layla Barron. She's played for us since she was like 8. Give me the inside scoop.
Nice. So 132 is going to be a good one too.
Yep.
Got
shout out to Colton Newgate. He was kind of saying that he belonged in the rankings, right? Yeah. And then went on and won his sectional. So shout out to
asking why he didn't get on the big wins list, and it's only for people with profiles right now. But he wins one match. He wins this match first round. He'll get a profile. Simple thing.
And then he sets up a really tough matchup first round between Porter Ivankovic, who's pretty tough, 31-5 senior, and Isaac Bikema of Hanover Central. So Hanover's going to want to score those points, especially with a guy like Kreiderman who's out now. Yeah. That'll be a tough one right off the bat for those guys.
Yeah, and they're kind of, one of the things that you scoring those points, you say, but even teams are starting to look at getting their points for team state. I know that we are working on those some of those numbers. So that's one of those things that that they also need to be looking at and getting those team points. Bikema, an underclassman going to semi-state out of a pretty good regional, helps Hanover Central secure an auto bid. That's what you're kind of looking for is a auto bids right now. And there's some things in there, especially for the smaller schools, getting wins like that is huge. So it's something in the back of people's minds. Obviously, they're wanting to win those matches no matter what. They're not, Bikeman's not like, well, I got to win it for team state. No, he wants to win because he wants to wrestle at semi-state.
Yeah. State. And give himself an opportunity. Like this is obviously this is going to be the premier sectional or regional coming out of the East Chicago semi-state. So you put your ticket through there, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Yeah. I'll start at the bottom part of this one. Luke Johnson's had a pretty good year, 32-10. Don't let the losses fool you. He's had some really good wins this year. Sessa ended up forfeit in the finals of the section. I was surprised. I don't know if he's dealing with injuries or, I mean, Crown Point wrestles a heck of a schedule, but I was surprised that they didn't have that match with Stanley. So hopefully Sonny's doing well. Don't want to see injuries to seniors and especially guys that are state medalists. Not that if you're not a state medalist and you're hurt, I'm not saying that you don't deserve to not be hurt. So
Yeah.
And then obviously Evan Stanley up top having a great season.
Yeah, that should be a good one. 44.
44 set up a death match. Again, if New Prairie's looking to make a run at the title, they're going to need that semifinal match. And I'm sure Crown Point, even though Lowell views Crown Point as their rival, I don't know who Crown Point views as their rival, but like a football thing. Like they have a clock in the weight room at Lowell that says like the countdown for Lowell football to play Crown Point. And I wasn't even aware that they were rivals like that. So, Dalton Robson, Aiden Fernandez. I'm sure Crown Point would be cheering for Robson to knock out Fernandez, his California kid. He took his first loss this past weekend. He's tough, man. 5'4" with Luke Reed. He's going to probably be the favorite in that match as returning qualifier in California, which is also a single class state.
Yeah.
Setting up possibly a semifinal match with Newell, who buzzsawed that sectional over there, and 16-10. But like Teague's 10 losses are all pretty tough.
Yeah.
And he's got you got 1 to Hornsby, 2 to Reynolds, like 1 or 2 to Chef. I think 2 to Chef. Some at the Iron Man, 1 to Luke Reed. He's not getting cheated on his losses.
Yeah. He's getting quality losses.
Yeah. Carter Hall put himself in a good position to punch a ticket to semi-state, which will be huge for Hanover Central. He'll have Tyler Santiago, and then Luke Reed on the bottom, 27-1. His only loss to Braylon Reynolds this year.
I must have changed up the formula because my brackets are not the same order.
Caden Mahaffey, also another. Chesterton's all got guys with 10 losses, and they're all pretty solid. Joe Pond having a really good freshman year, 3 losses. I know 2 for sure to Shepard. Maybe 3. 2 to Shep. I forgot who the third one's too, but it might also have been Shep. Preston Hammond and Logan Schwarzkopf. That'll be a good one off the bat. Schwarzkopf giving up a little bit of weight there. I think he has wins at like 4 different 26, 32, 38, 44, and 50. He has wins this year at 5 different weight classes. Dang, Dave Doster, he got the rapping presents. What up, man?
Whoa. Man.
A big Christmas year.
Yeah. I mean, he had to send them to Rutgers, to New Jersey, so they probably had to wrap them tighter so nothing happened.
And Santa, no, that's where all the kids on the bad list are as in New Jersey. Yeah. So it's hard to find Easton there, the one on the good list. Hammond and Schwarzkopf would be a good first round match, and then the winner of that gets Clinton Shepard, who's been wrestling out of his mind.
He's good. He's good.
He's really good. I think it'll be interesting to see. I always feel like it's, and I'm sure we'll talk about it as it goes on. That's one of the kids that like I could see doing the Nick Lee route.
Yeah.
If he wins one, does he like go to Happy Valley early and train and compete like in opens because he's on that level? I don't know if anyone in the States pushed him this year. Like obviously he had the 2 matches with Gibbs, and the matches that has a loss in was a really tight match at Iron Man that he kind of forced something at the end, and I don't think that he needed to. And like he's kind of admitted that like he wasn't aware that the score was tied, that he had got the stall to tie it up. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. So if you're out there watching Clinton, I mean, I don't have any information. I would never ask his parents that, but enjoy it while it's here, man. It might be one of those things, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I could very well see it. It just depends. I mean, like you look at someone like Jesse was in a very similar position, but he was also looking for 4 titles, and that'll keep you around maybe a little bit longer. But we'll never. I mean, well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. And if it is,
I wouldn't doubt that the Mendez has had that conversation before too.
Yeah, it's at a certain point, it's one of those things like, what are you getting out of doing this? And I look at some of the other highly ranked
Well,
high school kids that are wrestling, they're actually going to opens and winning them and stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are we doing
yeah.
here?
Well, and like I'm not saying this is like a critic. I'm not coaching, so like this is from an outsider talking on a camera. Especially when guys start just raising your hand, like what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're making weight on a Wednesday to get a forfeit when that kid loves to wrestle,
Mhm.
um, I think that's tough. I you know, the load management creeping into Indiana high school wrestling, you got to do what's best for your team. So I'm not judging what you're doing. But I know as a competitor, like I would look at those days that I was happy and excited to compete, and I was nowhere close to the level of those guys that are getting those forfeits. Um, and then you're bumping away from them or not throwing guys out there. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Like let those guys, you know, go out there and do their thing, and you know they're not gonna. Clinton's a great kid. He's not gonna go out there and try to hurt someone on purpose.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
You look at
Uh,
like what Jack's Force is doing. He's probably going to be Oklahoma State's guy this year, and Forrest is on
crazy.
a he's on a different planet. Let's put it that. I mean,
Yeah.
he made a world team as a before he took one class his senior year, so
Yeah.
he's pretty good, and
We always like, and we talked about it on a much different level. Like Jesse was what fifth at
yeah,
juniors going into his senior year, and he was probably like wrestling guys that were learning to wrestle that
mhm,
year. Like someone that a coach had to talk out of the hallway to like, hey man, would you want to try this out? And this guy was the fifth best person in his age group on the
yeah.
planet, on the earth.
The
Like
Earth, and it was
not
that
the state, not your
17 to
semi-state. We got guys complain about being 12th in the
yeah,
semi-state. This guy was fifth in the
yeah,
world.
yeah, and it was 17 to 20-year old. So you're talking this freshman that, yeah, let's come out for wrestling, and guess who you get to wrestle?
Yeah. Is he good? I always tell the story of the first year they did the Lake County tournament. It was huge, and Watkins put it together. And they're in the weigh-in room, and Angel was a freshman, he's undefeated freshman, right?
Mhm.
And kids from I think it was like Lou Wallace at the time. They go up to this kid from Lowell who's jacked. This 13-pounder from Lowell, he was like just like a ball of muscle. Like, oh man, you must be that Angel Escobedo kid that's whooping everybody. And he like that kid already taken like 5 losses to Angel. He's like, nah, it's that kid over there. And Angel was just a little baby,
Yeah,
right? They're like, nah, bro, that dude ain't beating nobody. We're scared to wrestle you. And and it's true, right?
yeah.
It's just kind of how it goes.
Angel definitely
So
never looked like physically intimidating. He just looked like someone that they pulled off the street on, and then he'd kick your butt.
yeah, that was the Gable Stevenson when he was still in
Yeah.
Indiana. They were like, oh, man, this kid Gable Stevenson, man, he's national champ. I was like, that kid right there, that kid that's like 4'8", like 190, and then he would just go out there and smoke kids. I'd be like, bro, he's so
Yeah,
good.
yes. It looks can be
Yeah, I remember he like did a call out match with one of the Fowlers who was like a junior, and those dudes were like just shredded. And he might have been like a sixth grader or something. And he was just, they're like, I think he thought it was a joke. Like, cause these dudes are like cut out of granite. And he's like, hey, he wants to wrestle you. And then he's like, that kid. And then that dude just beat the brakes off my boy Noah. So, um, back to the bracket. 57, Jeffrey Hyver, 33-1, taking care of business. Looking to finish off his career with a state title. A very decorated
Mhm.
career. Um, Another kid, just a good kid, man.
Yeah.
Like a very like well spoken kid. I haven't seen him since Al Smith. I know it seemed like he was dealing with some injuries. I hope he's got that under control. But I wouldn't be shocked to see him make a run to the
Yeah.
lights.
Definitely want to see a health. I mean, 157 is another one of those weight classes that's really deep with a lot of guys. And I want to see a health. I want to see them all healthy because I think that's going to be just fireworks from.
I think that was we kind of talked about Al Smith, and we didn't really touch on the Hyver ones. I think we were talking about the Freeman Sean Breedlove match in the semis when it was Vanderloo Guerin and Hyver. He takes the injury time out, like his I think it was his ankle or his foot or something. I don't know what it was. I was close enough to see, but Also, I'm not like looking like what's really hurt there, right? And they start booing him, and I'm thinking like, I've never seen this kid take an injury timeout.
Yeah.
I've never seen this kid take the long way back. You know, you see the guys take the long way back to the circle. You know, they get back to the line, they got to stretch a little bit. Never in my life have I ever seen him do that,
Yeah.
right? And here he is in this match. That it's a good match, and they're booing him, and I'm thinking like that kid's never done that. This is something that's out of the norm, and hopefully he's healthy and makes a run at a title this year. He's really good. Charlie Schaefer having probably not the year that he had last year, but put himself in a good spot with Jaden Fish of Knox, Bass Lake representing in the
Fish
regional.
from Bass Lake, man.
Fish
That's
from
awesome.
Bass Lake.
He got out of Bass Lake.
Grant Ullman of LaPorte, 2511 senior. He have Braulio Corral of Hanover Central. Braulio's dad did a bunch of fight. Eric might have fought for his dad at some point. His dad was like MMA guy, big MMA. He probably still does jiu-jitsu. They said Braulio's like a national champion jiu-jitsu. So be an interesting match early on. And then shout out to Griffin Ablin, won the sectional over there, Crown Point sectional. So put himself in a good spot to possibly be in the finals. Him and Ullman have gone back and forth to see who gets Hyvert. Possibly on the top side. Possibly. You never know.
165.
Matthew Staples, pretty good, 28-0. Really, really tough sophomore. Probably less of a drive this weekend. You think they make him drive out there, get on the bus to drive to Crown Point?
Do you think they what?
You think they make him go to New Prairie to get on the bus to come back to Crown Point?
Oh, jeez.
I used to get frustrated because we had to drive the buses for Andrea when I was coaching, and I would have to drive from Lowell to get the girls on the bus to drive back to Lowell to drive them back to get my car. I want to be reimbursed with my fuel charges, please. But Staples at 8-C, that Staples is obviously really good. I would like to see him possibly getting the Ironman next year. I know we had talked about it. You had talked to the people. We had discussed it. I think that would be a good spot for him to go compete.
Yeah, that'd be fun to watch. I mean, we have a lot of guys returning this year, and I'd like to see some more Indiana guys go out there and have success because it is a great showcase for our kids in our state, and we had a great year this year. And I think I just know how the people were reacting to Indiana guys. Like, man, Indiana's good, and I'm like, yeah, we have a really good sophomore class right now, and there's a few more kids in Indiana that I wish were able to come here and showcase their talents.
Yeah, I agree. Next one, this will be a good first round match, right? Charles Barnes of Michigan City, a 34-5 sophomore, having a really good year for the bus out there, Coach McWilliams, and Bradley Rivera, 23-9, sophomore from Lowell. I think that'd be an interesting matchup. Barnes kind of flying under the radar a little bit. Michigan City had a pretty good day when I was looking at their results from sectionals against a lot of Alpo guys. Bottom part of that, Ben Clark, Grayson Strickland, a rematch of the in the semis, possibly of the DAC, where Strickland got the dub.
Yeah.
75, Patrick Mochin, having a good year. Jacob Vanderland, Izzy Sanat. Man, that's going to set up a death draw too with either Izzy Sanat or Griffin Van Titchell and possibly Vinny Freeman. I'm sure that was on the list.
Yes, it was.
I talked to Derek Van Titchell at the show on Monday. He was there. Great dude. Amazing dude. Amazing family. I think that them moving to 75, I thought that was the right move. I think when he's up a weight, he's not pulling weight as much. I think he's a much more explosive athlete. Mm-hmm. And I think he could be in the mix to win a title at 75. Obviously, him and Breed Lovers had some wars.
75 is another one of those weight classes with 3, 4, 5 guys that are for unit on any day.
For my money in the class of 26, I believe he's the best non-medalist that we have. I think he's the best non-medalist in the class of 26.
Yeah, that's not a freshman.
I said the class of 26.
Oh, the class of 12. Oh, yeah, 100% there. Yes.
190. Ben Fedorchuk didn't have probably the sectional he was looking for. Still put himself in a good spot. That's a pretty good solid top 4. Lucas Anderson had a really good day, won the sectional over there, beat Fedorchuk, put him on the top side with Calvin Stewart. Uh, the hero from the closing out the team state. And then Caden Uran, I know he's dealt with some injuries also. So when I seen him at conference, he looked like he was more healthy, which is good.
Yeah.
Tough kid.
215.
215. You got the number one ranked 219 represented. 28-2 Cesar Salas. AJ Gill, Lucas Marshall, Laporte be a good one right off the bat. Lucas Marshall's had a good season, obviously 16-3 for Laporte. And the DAC is pretty good. Desmond Howard, another guy for Coach McWilliams. It's had a really good year, 25-2 for Michigan City.
Also, former Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep. Defensive player to win the Heisman too.
Yeah, of course it's Desmond and not Desmond like you had in the on the spreadsheet.
Yeah, well, sometimes you look how you spell it, man.
Yeah, well, you were not as bad as Caleb was this year, so I mean that was your streak of spelling was just as impressive as modern day's 50 straight sectional streaks.
You guys are getting the curtain pulled back right now. I can't spell very well. Cameron Hazlitt, returning state champ, number one in the state. Obviously, he's a buzzsaw. He's tough. This is going to be the top four here is going to be pretty good. This is going to be a tough regional to beat at the semi-state level. Obviously, we have the Kellen Guard coming out of Rochester, returning semifinalists, but Hazlitt and Hartle Road, I would assume that's going to be the ones that are circled there. They've met a couple times. Hartle Road has a loss to Hazlitt this year and a loss to the Heritage Hills kid we'll talk about in a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then Tony Brooks, I know he was dealing with some injuries coming up to this week, so I believe he defaulted in the finals also. That'll be an interesting match with Hartle Road. Tony's a pretty small heavyweight, not like he's a small human. He's kind of tall, but I think he's a little bit on the lighter side, and James looks like he's maxing that weight out, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen the scale, I haven't seen the weigh-in, but he's a bigger dude. And then Lucas Nelson, another guy for the bus, man. If you're a heavyweight, man, not a bad guy to have in your corner. 32-4 on the season for Michigan City.
Yeah, it should be definitely a good regional. It's gonna be a lot of good matches there. Do we want to go over it weight by weight with the other ones, or just kind of some of the weights that are we
can hit. I know that someone's looking to do Castle. We can hit Castle, and we can skim through. We don't have to go as in depth. I think. And if anyone has any, I know my boy Tyler Sandusky asked for the Perry regional. He used to be super excited for that Mooresville regional. Now he's not.
Not as excited. Okay, let's
Castle first. I think they said.
We'll go Castle. Put that up there.
Yeah. I think Mater Day is going to have a really good day. Obviously, we've talked about Mater Day. Colton Land, Sam Madison probably in the finals there.
Yeah. There's going to be, Mater Day, I think they qualified all 14 with a lot of champions. So they're in a good spot here.
You know what? I never gave a shout out to Brock Lillipop of Heritage Hills. He had some really good, I think he had a good win over Nick Freeze at Team State. He had a good showing at the Spartan Classic. So he'll be on the same side of Spencer McCammon. And then Carson Batchelder, another guy that's been around, I feel like forever. He's a junior for Castle.
Yeah.
Did Batchelder end up in the final rankings? I know he was in that mix.
No, he was 10th in the semi-state.
Bro, man, my mind just tripped out for a second. Jace Fogarty, a junior from Boonville. I believe he might have been at Mater Day or thought about going to Mater Day for a second. I thought it said he's wrestling North Putnam first match from Evansville North. Noah Putnam of Evansville North, so my brain kind of fried up a little bit.
I think that must have been a change.
And then Max Stevens and Jace Fogarty. Nah, man, I'm not sleeping. I think you're punching that ticket, man. Come on, stop. Hold on, let me go back. We got him in the chat.
Jaden Morton versus Blaine Mead, South Spencer versus Evansville Wrights.
Yeah, has he beat? I can click on it and go, but we got him in the chat. Has he beat Butch Elder this year?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that'd be a good one. Obviously, those guys put a little pop up top with McCammon. So I'm not sleeping on him at all, man. I think you can go out there and do your thing.
Don't sleep on Apollo Miller either. I'm not sleeping on anyone. Uh,
We at 26 or we still at 20?
20.
We're at 20, right?
20.
Max Stevens having a really good year. That's a good weight. And then Alden Walker, Bronson Fuchs. Man, Heritage Hills got like almost 50 matches.
Yeah. Yeah. They aren't afraid to wrestle.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot of matches.
Yeah. Yeah. Jace Forgy was number 21, Max Stevens 12, and 16 Alden Walker. So it's good weight class there. Another good one at 26.
A couple really talented freshmen, Parker Wemmer, and Ty Sisson. I know Sisson had some injury, so it's always interesting to see how those go. And then also Wyatt Ulrey in there. So I believe that Weimer might have been like at the bottom of the rankings, the last one, right? I don't think I got Sisson in.
Number 18.
Number 18. So Heritage Hills does got some hammers, man. They've done a good job with that program. Yeah. I blame Jay Cutler. Not the bodybuilder. Jay Burkle Eisenhower, 41-5 senior. I got to see him at Team State. He wrestled really well. He'll be on the top side of Ty Whitten of Gibson Southern. And then we kind of talked about, a possible death draw for one of the guys coming out of the Mooresville regional. Like one of those guys could hit Schaefer, whether it be like Malone or Day or Riley. So Eli Hedges, another really good wrestler for Heritage Hills. Man, Evansville Rights. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't get a lot of Evansville Rights results, but 37-8 for Kellen Davis, Parker Winicky. Aislinn Templeton's had some really good wins this year. Actually, I know he's on a lot of people's notable wins. So I think sometimes you see those guys and they become guys that you can kind of see how matches have gone. And then David Allstott, another modern day name that's been like traditionally in a modern day lineup. Was it, you were telling me that he was on the first modern day sectional championship, or Allstott was?
His grandfather was, not him.
No, I mean, maybe. Was his name David Allstott also?
I do not know. That's just the word I got, that his grandfather was on that one that started the streak. And so that's crazy.
Cooper Collins, dude, I like that Tyler Sadowski brought that up, because I think I've been trying to talk about this for a minute and I keep forgetting.
You've told me about it like 3 times, but
committed to play baseball at Texas A&M. One of the like top 27 recruits in baseball. He's a catcher. Has one of the best exit velocities in the state. I think that's probably a good choice for him. He can probably make millions of dollars playing baseball, and it's guaranteed money.
Yeah, that's probably looking at, if you're signing this early, and by 27 you mean class of 27, not like, I mean, I'm sure he's definitely pretty high up nationally and stuff, whatever. But very good shot of probably being drafted.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of money. You don't want to. Wrestling's not an easy sport, and it's not good on your shoulders. And when you need those to throw balls.
Well, that was the first thing I asked Bill, and they said that Kreiderman was out for a shoulder injury. I said, man, dang, Dave, why you discouraging the boy? I said, does he play baseball? He said he doesn't play baseball. I said, good, man, because that would have been his career. Yeah. Number 2 catcher in Indiana. Yeah. He's good. I seen some of his exit velocity stuff, just like, scrolling, and dude, get up. Hey, man, go. It's a lot less grueling on your body. I like to play basketball to have fun, so. Michael Roush, 38-1 senior for Evansville Harrison. Having a really good year. Jackson Smith's had some good wins for Heritage Hills. He's actually got 50 matches under his belt. That's pretty good. And Asa Spencer, 22-8 junior. He had some wars at Team State. It was really, really good.
Yeah. And I didn't like when you told that in front of Rocco, because now he doesn't want to wrestle. So.
Grant Volkler, another name. I know, like we were talking about recruiting earlier, but I feel like there's been a lot of Volklers in the history of modern day.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
one thing I don't know if I don't think I said this, but like if you go look at the modern day their youth program, they have like I don't know how I know they have a bunch of like elementary programs, elementary schools, and they have programs there, and they're all ran by go back 20, 25 years. They're state placers, state qualifiers. It's all ran by those guys. You tell me that that's not that they have a system and people,
ooh,
community. So
Spencer and Roush at 44. That was a good match at the sectional. Oh, that'd be for the championship. I thought that was first round when you said it.
yeah, so you got
Uh, Spencer Howard and Volkler. I thought they said they were the same way as Bauman. Is there another Bauman up top?
yeah,
Oh
there's
yeah,
a bomb up
probably.
top. Yeah,
I don't know if he's getting. I don't know if he's getting Howard. But hey, man, I've been wrong before. 57, Kale Bonenbarger. Really good, 24-3. He's had some really good wins this year. I know he had a really good win over Deacon Dressler at the Classic. They're probably gonna be looking for that rematch, right?
yeah,
I know they I think those guys have been training partners growing up. I think they traveled a little bit. I know they really like each other. I was talking to Dressler's dad and Tristan, and so I think that'd be a good match.
hmm
But like, you also want to put yourself in a spot because you don't want to. But that's also one of those two where you're going to have the 57s. You're going to have Parker Reynolds, Will Vander Garen coming out of Mooresville. The 57s out of Jeff, the 57s at B South, they're all pretty good. So,
that's
uh,
a good weight class. Just
yeah,
at overall in the semi, there's going to be no easy draws.
no,
There's going to be the ticket around there. You can't escape anything there.
no. Cam Bauman having a really good year, 27-0. Um, dude, he's gotten better every year because I think I don't, he was what was he like a 38 or 32? Kale Penn Dressler Saturday looked pretty good. Wow, nice. Kale coming on, man, coming on late. That's good. I wouldn't be surprised to see both those guys at state getting a medal. I hope it's just not against East Chicago Friday night. Um, Tyson Barrow, 33-2, return state qualifier. Um, a lot of Heritage Hills in here. Heritage Hills probably punched their ticket to get back to the team state, right?
Oh yeah.
Matt,
Well, it depends on if since they are 2A, depends on how many seniors they have. That could hurt them. Uh,
Matthew Schroeder and possibly Connor Hoare. I know Schroeder's had a couple wins. They say Connor Hoare like controls the match really well, holds position really well. So I think guys that at the high school level that can stay in good position, and we heard Jesse say it, listen to your coach. Those guys tend to have a lot of success.
yeah. Um,
Sam Howard, it'll be interesting come state series when we get to Indy because I think there's a strong crowd that feels Sam Howard for a title over Michael White.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, Howard's no slouch by any means.
no, not at all.
So, and he's had some national level success. I think I mean they wrestled last year on Friday night, and the thing with Mikey White is he has improved like just leaps and bounds like every year. And hey, I mean I'm here for a great match. I don't care. I mean I don't care who wins. If they get after it and it's
Yeah,
a great match, then whoever wins. It's not gonna hurt. I mean, really, honestly, White already has a scholarship locked up and probably some good on NIL money. So good for him if he win or lose, he doesn't have anything to really wrestle for. He's not wrestling. He's not going to lose a scholarship or anything.
no. Um, down the bottom part of that, Bo Roberts of Evansville Central. I know he's had some success at freshman sophomore before when he was younger. Dalton Pledger, I thought looked really good at Team State. I watched him wrestle Palacios. Dude, he's explosive. He wrestles well, moves well. He attacks. He rolls in and out of situations pretty well. So him and Bauman, 15-0. I wonder if that'll be if they've wrestled this year. I know he has 5 losses. That could be an interesting semifinal to see which one of those guys gets to Howard.
Yeah. So Goldsberry, graduated early and is at Purdue. Actually rehabbing an injury, but yeah, so he did not wrestle this year uh, due to injury, and also I think the plan was originally that he was going to graduate early and go to school and start training. So
I don't know if Braden Hughes and Caden Thacker have wrestled at all this year. Saw Spencer. Again, I haven't seen a ton of Saw Spencer results. Um, Unfortunately, those guys don't send me those. Uh, Caden Thacker, I think, has had a really good season. That was a huge win for Jaron Kearney, who he's in the rankings, not as ranked as high as probably would be if I redid the rankings today.
yeah,
33-0 senior from Princeton Community had a huge win last week. I'm sure Thacker will be looking to get that rematch, but South Spencer's always had some really tough guys, big, strong kids. I don't know Braden Hughes. Maybe he's a tall, lanky, 215 for South Spencer. I doubt it, but maybe.
yeah,
And then heavyweight. This was one I thought overall, like Hayden Smith's really good. I'm happy to see him on the mat. I would say if I'm the Heritage Hills coach for the next 2 weeks, keep him in bubble wrap. Do not let him, kind of keep him in the facility. I do not want to see him lose another year to injury. Um, Semi-state champ, 215.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's got it, man. He's in there. So I would like to see him, make a run. I want to see him in the finals, possibly at the state finals, not in the finals. I'm there as a fan, but I'm happy since he lost his last year that he's having such a successful season this year.
yeah.
Um, Another Evansville name, Farmer. I know there's been a ton of those. Lane Hellick, where was he at before? Was he at Wrights or Memorial?
I want to say North.
Maybe he's at North. At Tecumseh, he's having a good season. He's pretty tough. Had a really good freshman, sophomore. And then Bryce Minks, Boonville, and Gabe Veek. I thought Gabe Veek was he the regional champ coming out of this last year?
Who was that?
Gabe Veek of Vincennes Lincoln, 26-1 senior. I thought he was either a sectional champ last year or a regional champ. Kind of flying under the radar. 26-1, not a bad year, and a guy that's probably going to look to make some noise.
Yeah. He doesn't have a. Let me see.
Did I misspell his name too?
No, I got his IndianaMat profile. He was regional second, sectional champ last year.
Sectional champ, regional runner up. So he's going to be looking to take a one rung higher. It's going to be tough. Hayden Smith's really good.
Yeah.
Is he the brother of Taylor V? Think of Sean Thacker, man. He said he's coming back. He's going to be playing football at DePaul. Not DePaul in Chicago. I don't even know if they have football at DePaul in Chicago.
I don't think they do. Pretty positive they don't. So
I would assume that Mater Dei is the pretty heavy favorite. I don't know how many regionals they've won in a row, but maybe Bob Harmon got one in there one year at Castle.
Yeah, when it was team state type stuff, yes, they got Harmon. Regional most consecutive 30 by Mater Dei from 1979 to 2008. So
we're doing the state meet and greet. I had to explain to some people Monday that we've done several live shows.
Yes.
Beautiful campus at Greencastle. I definitely thought my daughter was going to go there too. She ended up going to Illinois, which I didn't get the Thacker Kearney match stream live. They're both saying they're winning the semi-state at the regional. I want to see it. Yeah. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
Maybe get one of those pork chops.
We don't get results from Evansville. Do you think we're going to get streaming?
Get us streaming and maybe get us some of those pork chops. Send those our way. Get us the VHS.
Yeah. Send me the VHS. I'll dust off my VCR and we'll watch it. I'll record the VHS with my phone.
Shoot over to Perry really quick. I know Tyler Sandusky got to get to bed. He can't be up all night. Got to get his rest, man. Probably one. Do you think the Perry regional is the toughest regional? I know, obviously, Cathedral is going to say Pendleton Heights, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Perry, New Prairie, or New Powell, Ron Colley, Southport's had some really good guys. Lawrence North, pretty tough.
Yeah.
Carter Stanford having a really good year. Uh, but a solid weight overall.
Bill, you can't FaceTime me because I don't do Apple products.
Yeah, I know. We found out the hard way. Uh, Caleb Morrow, not a bad pickup for. I think USA Bracketing has some of these ages wrong. It says Caleb Morrow is a sophomore, but I believe he's already been to state twice, right?
Yeah, he's been to state twice. He is a yeah, that's on. He is a
Junior, right?
junior, I think. Yeah.
Emilio Diaz Alcantara, solid junior there for Parameridian. And then you're gonna have Doss down at the Blake Doss in the same bracket, so that'd be a good one also. Uh, but Morrow probably the heavy favorite. Ron Colley probably gonna be. You think Ron Colley's gonna be the favorite for the semi-state again?
We did. I think it's going to be close there. Let me
Ooh.
see what the. I know the power poll. I think it had Roncalli was number one in the power poll, but the power poll had Roncalli 109.5, Cathedral 105, New Pals 92.
Uh,
New Pals within striking distance. There, so
20 is a pretty solid weight. Ty Barnhart, senior, he's been in a bunch of tough matches. Colin Clark's had a really good year. Wesley Harbert and Fabian Rodriguez, first round. That'll be a really good match. And then obviously you have returning state champ from 2 years ago, Peyton Shutley, in there. His two losses are to Carver and Bell. So he's probably going to be the heavy favorite to win that weight class. But coming out of there, I wouldn't be surprised to see two or three of those other guys punching tickets at state.
yeah,
one of them's going to hit Carver, possibly. So that one's going to be a tough draw. Jet McGuire, returning medalist, went to the east side of Indianapolis from Greenfield Central. I'm not really, my geography of Greenfield's not great. I don't know where Greenfield Central's at, but now he's on the east side.
kind of center of Greenfield.
That makes sense. Trip Gardner, a guy that I thought moved out to the Fort Wayne semi-state, but he's still there. He's having a good season for Shelbyville.
We have Trip Gardner and Trip Hazley. Two trips. Don't trip up on him. Man, I'm on a roll right now.
He's on a roll right now, guys.
Peaking at the right time.
Blake Getz, really, really good. So you got a couple medals in there. Looking to go another. We've talked about 26 at nauseum, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see either of those guys in the semis. And I believe that 26 at Newcastle might be their toughest weight. There's like one weight that's just like stacked. So 38, another guy that's had an amazing career for Mount Vernon, Elijah Brody, returning semifinalist. That'll be a tough one right off the bat. King Tavron of New Palestine and Dylan Wills of Warren Central. That should be an interesting matchup there. Was Kellen? I know one of the Zuber, was it Kate or Kellen that was a returning state qualifier? That'll be a tough match there. Also, right off the bat with Jack Richardson and Zuber, and then Richard Rogers, flying under the radar is one of my guys that I like. That I'm excited to watch wrestle. I think he likes to go upper body. He's pretty solid. Got a medal from 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's been to state. Has a state medal. Yeah, he's fun to watch. Yes, Kate Zuber was the one that was a qualifier.
I'm not sure, and maybe like hopefully it's nothing like bad, but I was surprised not to see Caden Underwood in the bracket. So returning state medalist. So if he's injured, hopefully he's getting healthy. If he's not injured, man, go find somebody, get it right, and get back on the mat. Too talented not to be wrestling.
Yes, exactly.
Gavin Kemp and that with Cole Goodman could be a pretty exciting semi over there, possibly. With Donald Bowie on the top side with Sean Murphy. Howie a little bit lower on Sean Murphy than I was. I kind of went with his opinion, and I think we left him off, but he had some really good wins this year for Parameridian. Yeah. The Falcons.
Yep, he is unranked. So, but Bowie lost to Kemp, so that could rematch there.
Yeah, Stephen Hunter's been in the rankings a lot this year. 29-3 senior, got himself in a pretty good spot. Down there, Gregory Smith, sleeper pick. I seen that Howie added him late. I ended up adding him in also a little bit lower than Howie did. And then Sebastian Jean was another guy I think that was in the semi-state rankings, not in the state rankings for our end, my end. 50. Andrew McHugh had a really good day, right? He ended up winning that sectional over there. It sets up a first round match with Julius West of Warren Central, sophomore, 20-5, and Jordan Franklin of North Central, 30-5. I believe both of those guys are in the rankings, first round regional.
Yeah, Franklin not ranked. He's
He,
semi-state ranked 7th.
he was ranked a lot of the year, man.
Julius West is number 20 though.
And then Gunnar Butt having an amazing career, trying to finish it off with a run at the lights, 26-1. His only loss is to Rainey. Really talented. I would believe he's probably going to be the favorite there.
Yeah, 3 state medals, looking for his 4th.
Really, it kind of flies under the radar a little bit. Like when you're talking about guys in their career, he's had a really good career.
Yeah, that's a pretty darn good career. I know, it's in our media guide, but the 4-time state medalist, that's not a really long list. There's a good number of them, but it's not. I mean, to say you're a 4-time state medalist is pretty impressive in the state of Indiana, and he's a few matches away from that.
157. Tyler Sandusky making the move over from South Putnam earlier this year is having a really good year for Franklin Central. 33-5 has put himself in a good spot to punch his ticket to the semi-state. Zion Tavron, I believe, wrestled at 44 this year, jumps a couple weight classes. Obviously, he's in a tough room. That'll be an interesting one with Landon Ball of Triton Central right off the bat. And then down bottom, Tucker Billerman wrapping up a career. He's been in and out of the rankings with Eric Grady. That should be an interesting match right away.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Tucker Billerman's been in high school for a long time, too.
Yeah. Oh, I guess Toby Billerman. So that's probably, it's one of those names that's like, man, they've been around for a while. So
Jackson McCurdy, really good day. I think he's put himself in a really good. Ron Callie's had a really good. Ron Callie's had a really good season. I think they're in a pretty good spot to make some noise. Carson Clements is on the watch list. I know Lyric Mitchell's on the watch list. I believe there's a couple guys ranked in the semi-state there, but I would say McCurdy's the favorite. Michael Morton, 27-5 senior. Good spot early on. Amante Jordan, I know the Jordans, they were pretty high on those guys. I think that they feel like they have a pretty good upside. Gabe Flick, we're talking about if you're going to make a run at the semi-state, you're going to need Gabe Flick to make a deep run for New Pal. Kind of, he's been around in the mix for a long time. If he can get a ticket or make a run to the finals or something, I think that'll go a long way for New Palestine to put themselves in position to win the team semi-state title. 190. We were talking about Mikey White. Actually, it wasn't the George. It was Harmons. The Harmons. I'm sorry. They were saying they're real high on the Harmons, but that'd be a good first round match. Mikey White, number 1 in the country, undefeated, going to Oklahoma State. Jake Reddy. Hey man, go shock the world. It's gonna be a tough one out of the bat. I mean, last week you probably had a good idea who you were gonna wrestle. You got a whole week to prepare. Crazier things have happened, but Mikey White's pretty good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he is.
Keith Harmon, 24-11 junior, and Earl Kearns, 12-2 junior. I know Earl Kearns, I believe, was in the preseason rankings. I thought that was a spot where, they could have a good match. Isaiah Jones had a good season. Parker Culp and Byron Beltzel will be a good match first round also. Another guy New Pal's going to have to get big points from, Colin Wessel. He'll probably have the winner of Andrew Harmon, Jeremiah Williams. Harmon, the brother of the other Harmon, they're really high on those guys. I think they have a ton of upside. So,
yeah, that's number 5, number 21, Harmon. 4 ranked guys in this weight class, so should be. This is a bad draw. And
is it 4 or 5?
What?
Is there 4 or 5? No, I didn't have Jeremiah Williams in there. Latham, Godweiss, Harmon, and Wessel.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the two guys with state medals. So that's gonna be a good weight class, and Godwise and Wetzel will be a good match there. Number 4 and number 5. So
Heavyweight, we talked about it a little bit before. Right at the bat, Van Boy Leon and Jackson Owens would be a tough match. First round, Jakari Markey's the defending semi-state champ. He'll be in the same weight as Catfish. So you got some guys 25-0 with Catfish. Logan Kirk 18-1 of Indianapolis Lutheran. We got a couple guys that have been in and out of the rankings. I believe I don't know if Jackson Owens is currently ranked. And then
yes.
Jakari Markey, I went a lot higher on Jakari Markey. Makes some pretty solid pancakes, so he hears. All right, man, we're gonna hold you up to it. We're gonna see it.
6 of the 8 guys here are, or at least semi-state ranked, and then 5 are state ranked. So we're losing Van Boy Leon, number 17, versus number 22 Jackson Owens first round. So someone's going home early, and that has a state ranking. So that should be it. That's going to be a real good match. And then obviously, Catfish and Markey, Knurk, all really good wrestlers. So going to be a good one.
We got to head out to the Carroll Regional.
I can hit up on some of the. If I close this one,
You shoot them out, man. We'll talk about them. I mean,
I'm just going to put up the some of the deeper weights at each regional. Because I have this cool article about the death draws, and we can
probably easier.
And I also have the each weights, like the depth and in some of the weight classes there. So let me see if I can bring this in there. Woo. Okay. Carroll Regional, or I mean, this is all Fort Wayne, so you can kind of see where it's all in the article. So check it out.
Tyler Sandusky said he signed for 50 pancakes when he won sectionals. He just sent me the contract. pretty good deal.
Okay, there we go. That's better.
I can see
this has kind of the ranked guys in the top 6. Some might be a little bit deeper, but you have Warner, Davis, and Jackson Harris.
That's a pretty good sectional or regional.
Yeah. So one of those guys, obviously, I mean, you have an opportunity to hit Cleveland or Kalimanko or Ari Schrock. So you're going to have some ranked matches in our take around, but that pretty solid. Obviously Jay County's pretty deep. Caleb went real heavy with their 106 pounders.
Yeah.
Those are going to, you're going to run into Warner, Cleveland, or Schrock, and no easy. I mean, I think the top 4 there are pretty well separated, and they're going to have solid matches.
But did Jackson Harris beat Jalen Davis this year?
I believe Davis won sectional. I believe. Let's see. There's a website for that.
Is it USA Bracketing?
Oh yeah, they're 1-1 with each other. So
they're 1-1.
So could possibly have the rubber match. Davis won last week, so he's putting Harris in a bad spot to wrestle Warner in the semis.
And it's not the end of the world if you're a 2 or a 3. You're gonna have some random draw. You could be the 2 and get a better draw than the 3, or the 3 could have a better draw than the 2.
I've always felt when I was in the Carroll Regional, we've got almost better draws getting 3rd than we did getting 2nd, and that's probably just a few instances where we did, but it happens. So 113 Drew Heisler versus Ramon Sierra. That should be a good one. Levi Bell gave Sierra a really good match at sectional.
I thought Sierra looked really good at Team State. I thought his match with Carter Gary was really good.
Yeah, Bell wrestled 20 most of the season and then dropped down late. So he's a pretty solid freshman for them. Wyatt Cox from East Side, also pretty solid. You also have Jay County of K. Jackson Webb. Someone has to take Jackson out of their name. And then Ian McVicker out of Peru. And then
undefeated Ian McVicker out of Peru.
And then Big Max Kleberg from Goshen. So that's pretty solid, weights overall. And again, there's going to be, Heisler Sierra will most likely run into a ranked wrestler, so that could be pretty tough. Sierra's returning state qualifier. Heisler, they didn't wrestle did they wrestle at Al Smith? I can't remember if they did, but they did wrestle at IPO with Heisler winning. So 120, another pretty solid weight class.
Yeah,
Goshen,
real solid.
Goshen with Center and Charlie Fleshman, who are both state qualifiers. Reed Wicker from Jay County, state placer right there. Max Adams, Braylon McIntyre, and Bakari Cooper. So pretty,
Yeah.
pretty solid overall. Just top. I mean, the top guys in each of every regional's having a solid guy. So
Bakari Cooper returning semi-state champ, right?
Yes.
Braylon McIntyre, but McIntyre's undefeated.
Yeah. So that's going to be a really good weight class there at semi-state, and some good ticket round matches. Obviously, Fleshman Center is going to be a good one. Two guys looking for a state medal.
God bless you.
Yeah. 126, Swarthwood, Chase Bricky, Simon Cornwell. Cornwell beat Bricky this past week. Quanell Gabriel and Ian Hawkins, some NACC rivalry. Dakota Sprunger, Ben Mills, then undefeated Rex Moore. Moore returning state placer.
Yep.
Swarthwood's really good. That's going to be a good. I mean, you're gonna you want to win. You want to put yourself in the best position, and it's another weight class where winning regional is going to give you a little bit of a leg up.
And Swarthwood's a guy like last year. I thought was could have made a really deep run. He had a really good season, and obviously kind of got derailed. So I'm happy to see him having that success and just keep it rolling.
Yeah. 32 is going to be really interesting. Cameron Lattimore beat Caleb Acer for the second week in a row. Actually, it was Lattimore's pretty good, and two weeks in a row, and Asa returning state qualifier. That sets up him and Colin Ulrey first round. Because Ulrey lost to Deacon Rhodes. So that's a real good. That's a match that's very important for the team race with Garrett and Homestead, and obviously, like New Haven's in there. New Haven won the sectional over there. Excuse me. So it's going to be a very interesting one. First round match. Harris Asa. I mean that's one of those draws that someone's gonna it'll be a tough draw coming out there. Jensen Boyd, obviously, whoever gets second and third and fourth at Carroll does not want to run into that Jensen Boyd guy. He's pretty good.
No, he's really good.
Hickson Love, Trip
undefeated Hickson Love, right?
He beat Hazley last week. There's Trip Hazley, Trip Garner.
Yeah, that messed me up.
Yeah, you kind of trip up on that every so often.
I know.
Do you think people come here for this for my really bad jokes? But yeah,
somebody does. Somebody does, right?
Yeah. The only wrestler I really, Cale Beer is probably the only one happy that he's not going to have to draw into Jensen Boyd. There's no possible way of doing that. So, but even so, you could run into Asa Harris, both guys state qualifiers. Dixon Love state qualifier. So you're not getting any easier matches there.
No.
So 38, Hunter Douglas, Noah Dove. Dove's a man. I would not want to coach him. He is a heart attack. He has the most dramatic matches I've ever seen in my life. So Hunter Douglas having a real good year. You got Farote coming out of Jay County, Eric Hunt and Caden Simpson. Hunt had a real good Al Smith.
Yeah. Coming down a weight, I thought that was pretty good. Henry Farote had a really good Al Smith also. That's a really good weight class.
Yeah. Pippinger, Christman, and Canadlin. That's a real good regional. Obviously, I'm sure Canadlin's been in and out of the rankings. All those guys are all pretty solid. So that's going to be – they're going to definitely want to win that because that's going to put them in a lot better position. There's one draw I would rather have if I was anyone that was second or third out of Goshen or really, any of the regionals other than Peru.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys have traded losses too, right? Chris Manhattan went over Glenn Baldwin, Deuce, and then Caden Simpson's had some good wins. Harper Lee coming back off injury. I know he's a really talented freshman. I know he's missed a bunch of the season, so I kind of debated. I know he had the loss to Pippinger, so I kind of debated getting him in the rankings. I know how talented he is, but then if not, then they could tell me, hey, like we showed you, which would be fine. I don't think Nick would say that, but if he did, I would take it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't pay his fee though to get him ranked either. The check bounced. So I mean, people don't understand. We are very bribable. So 144, another great one. Carroll Regional is pretty solid. Reigns over Tholner, and then King Carter is going to be in the mix there. He's his brother's pretty good. He's really kind of coming on this year.
He's had some good wins.
Bryson Brosumer had a good, really good Al Smith making the semifinals. Jezer Graber, good young guy for Lakeland. And then you got Sam Mosier, White Man, Gabe Myers, Parker Barnes out of Jay County. Man, that's going to be that's one of the weight classes at Fort Wayne you're going to look at. You're going to look at the draws because the draws are going to determine who technically we consider the top four, but I think that's a weight class that I'd love to see full wrestlebacks at. Keegan Hallis, Tate Barlow, Braid Arthur, and, coming out of Peru. 150. Carroll's will be still pretty solid. Ian Hutchison there. Dallas Davison, Andrew 6767 Wilson.
Let it live. Let it live.
Yeah.
Not on there no more, right?
Yeah. That should be a good one there. Dylan Ogg.
Kevin Tom's a returning state qualifier too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wilson beat Davison last week. So set up the Tom and Davison in the semifinals. Dylan Ogg, Ashingoni, returning state qualifier. Hoppus is a returning state qualifier. Sam Wolport having a real good season. Real tough. I mean, you're going to hit Jay County no matter what.
Yeah.
There's no formula that any of those champions will not hit a Jay County wrestler in. just going to say, I know how to figure that part of the brackets out.
Just which one, right?
Yeah. Peru is going to be pretty solid. A lot of guys that are kind of, right in the mix. Caden Jones, David Nito, Owen Tolley, Lathan James. He was a semi-state qualifier for Carroll. Now playing quarterback for the Huntington North Vikings.
David Nito's had some good wins this year too.
Yeah. So that should be good. 157, Lincoln Carter, Zaylin Zaire, Xander Martin, Brevin Schreiber, Jackson Bradley, Maverick Duval. That's going to be a real good match. And the loser of that has a possibility of running into Carter in the ticket round. But not what we want. And that is the most Fort Wayne thing you can do.
I'm excited to possibly see that Jackson Bradley Lincoln Carter match next week, right?
Yep. Yeah, so that'd be a great one. And then you got Evan Oglesby and Patrick Flowers out of Peru. So again, another one where Duval has two very I'd rather have Goshen or Peru champions if he loses, the Bradley Duval match. So, but I mean, and that's one of those things where you could, you see where Duval gets second, runs into Carter, and then Charlie Farrell punches a ticket to state, and then people get upset.
Nah, they want Charlie Farrell to go.
Yeah. So, another good, pretty solid, pretty well spread out. 157. Noah Bowser lost to Winokur last week. So Winokur from Concordia having a good run there. Could have a rematch again. Riley Biddle, Porter Kleberg, Caden Roberts, who had a good Al Smith, Moses Howard. So you got three ranked guys out of Goshen. Brayson Shortgen having a good year. Sean Caldwell, Adrian Hahn, Corbin Califer. So a lot of ranked guys that are going to be kind of, jockeying for that position and, in that draw. So
I feel like Porter Kleber is a guy that's been around too. Like I feel like I've had him in the rankings forever.
I think he's only like a
Sophomore, or junior.
junior. Yeah, I think he still has at least one more year to haunt you.
Nah.
So Carroll going to be another good one. I think Carroll's probably a little bit deeper of the regionals this year. Hopefully hopefully that translates into the state qualifier portion, but it doesn't always. But Carter Fielden having a real good senior year, and he has August Adams, Paul Woods, Errol Mullinax, and Q Hunter. So 5 guys. Only 4 can go on to semi-state. Wesley Hendrickson having a real good year for Winchester.
Really good. He had some really good wins up at 190 also.
Mm-hmm. And then I got 4 ranked guys out of Peru: Elijah Gall, Remy Kressel, Grant Howard, Christian Jemison. So, there will be some good matches in the tick around. You got, some guys that are going to be spread out throughout the, looking for those. You're going to want to avoid guys like Gall or Fielden. And there's one draw you want, but you got to go.
I'm happy Elijah Gall is having a good year because Caleb used to give me so much nonsense for that. And then he's just out there and doing the thing. So, congratulations to him. Keep it rolling, man. Go get you a semifinal.
Yeah.
So I could tell Caleb I told you so.
And that's the only reason you want it. 190, Jax Litchfield having a real good sophomore year. He's a real good sophomore. Joe Richmond from East Side. Some pretty good matches. I'd have to exactly look on the records.
Jackson Litchfield took that loss early on to West Somerset and then came back and avenged it. I think he had a pretty good summer. He's pretty good.
Yeah. I think I don't have the bracket right in front of me, but I know that's going to set up a really good someone's going to have a tough match first round. And let me see what that looks like at 190. Because I don't know I can't remember exactly how it. Litchfield has Shefferley first round, so that's going to be a pretty good.
Number 5 or number 10?
Yeah. Shefferley's one of those guys that had just kind of a up and down career. And just one of those ones that he's had some good wins here and there too. So,
obviously Palacios is really good. He's got a state medal.
Somerset, a real good athlete.
Yep. Jordan Simon's having a good season. That's a good weight class overall. That was a tough one to rank for the final one. Just kind of looking at where guys were at and like how they're going to fall and who could hit who. It was pretty difficult.
Yeah. Carroll's going to be interested. 215. Jane Berry from Carroll beat Hunt, pinned him. Real good match. I mean, Hunt's wrestling. He's been wrestling very well since Al Smith and Al Smith, and Barry, real good athlete and just one that has the potential to do pretty well. And he wrestled a real smart match and just waited for Hunt to make a mistake, then slapped on a cradle and didn't let go. So Hunt and Bear will be wrestling in the semifinals most likely. So that's going to set up a 1 and a 3. So you don't want to be the second place finisher. There, obviously, Barry's setting himself up in a good position. You got Derek Morrison, Austin Abbott, Tatum Gillette, Eddie Klein. So a lot of solid guys out of Goshen. Luke Powers having a good year. Hartley Hoover undefeated.
Good name too, right? Luke Powers, good wrestling name.
Yeah. So should be that's going to be another good one, especially when you got someone like Jane Berry from Carroll who's looking to kind of just finish on a good note. 285. Coolman, Reynolds, Lothamer are going to be a good.
Yeah, that's a really good regional.
And Reynolds beat Lothamer. End up being 4-0. It was 1-0, and Lothamer tried something late. So it was really a 1-0 match. Coolman's dominating everybody. Kind of curious because all the other heavyweights have hit each other. I think Coleman's really good, but it's hard to when you don't have a lot of data. He's beaten Grady Baker a couple times. Baker's pretty solid. So you could have a Reynolds Lothamer versus Baker. Baker has Lothamer's number. Baker does not have Reynolds' number or Coolman's number. So that could be interesting. Some other big guys. Kyle Sommer had a beat Declan Guard
Yeah.
earlier this season. Um, didn't place at Al Smith. Just one of those things is deep weight class. So a lot of guys with some rankings there could be interesting.
I know if Rex was on right now, he'd be telling me the judge told me that Grady Baker is underrated.
He must have went to bed.
It's a late night for my man. So
do we want to go over?
Yeah, we can go to any of them. We can go. Yeah, you want to go EC? We just run them real quick. I mean, obviously we talked about. We talked about half the ones at Evansville. If you want to do Evansville, like we do EC.
Yeah.
EC. I think the Hobart Regional. I was talking to someone today, and it was they have one returning medalist out of the Hobart Regional, a singular, which is crazy to me because of the lineage of a lot of those teams and how good they've been over the years. The Maravilles and Portages and Hobarts. And there's a single returning medalist in the Cruiserwetta.
Yeah. So that's going to be some of the potential draws there. Longoria, Vargas, not easy matches there at 106.
Yeah, I think obviously this one's ranked the best, so it's pretty straightforward. Rashad Nelson's having a really good year for Maryville. Reed Hayward's the returning semi-state qualifier for Harrison. Vince McCoy has lost to Longoria, so I would assume Longoria is probably going to be the favorite if wherever if he's runner up. And Michael Vargas is tough. We lost a couple pretty good sixes with Kennison and the Griffith kid. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head.
Remy Davis.
Yeah, Remy Davis was injured, so he was a guy that was in the mix too. He had a couple wins over Vargas.
Yeah.
We kind of hit on it a little bit. Sammy Westfall has had Cruiserwetta's number. Obviously, you see the rankings next to Sammy Westfall, Nick Freeze. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why, because I do both of those rankings. Nick Freeze, number 10 in the state. Sam Westfall, number 6. Nick Freeze, number 1 in the semi-state. Sam Westfall is number 2.
Who ranks the semi-state and state?
Guy does it on different days. Got multiple personalities.
Is it your stunt double?
It's my stunt double. He does elementary school rankings. He's going to be looking for someone to jump in that next year, middle school rankings. Isabel Kaplan, she's one of the only girls left in the field. She's a sectional champ. I think she's favored to win the regional. She'll put herself in position to probably be the third female qualifier, or no, fourth female qualifier in Indiana history.
Yeah.
Brody Blevins is a big 13, so that'll be a tough draw for anyone. I know him and Cruz had a tough match at Al Smith. And obviously, shout out to my boy Travis Horn. He's having a couple cocktails. Tanner Horn won his sectional, put himself in a good spot to punch a ticket. Pretty cool for him that he had both his boys sectional champs.
Nice.
The Hobart Regional will be pretty tough there. Ethan Alvarez, Acuna. Alvarez had his number. Nash Burke, a returning state qualifier. Jackson Robbins, really, really tough. Kind of flew under the radar. Had a steady year last year. Chance Smith, a returning state qualifier. Joey Mendoza is a returning state qualifier. He's at that weight class, and Powers and Scott will be a good one. So I think Acuna's obviously the second ranked guy in there. I would think he'd be the favorite if he hit one of those other guys. Alvarez, if he beats Alvarez is going to be the favorite. He's a pretty tough freshman. But the champs there, I think, are pretty solid. There's some big 19 or 20s there. Jackson Robbins, strong kid. Joey Mendoza's big. I think Acuna is probably, or not Acuna, but Alvarez is probably, I know they were talking about him going 13. Powers is big. So.
Yeah. 26. Obviously.
Tough, man.
Point. You're not going to want to draw Crown Point.
I think that's going to be a lot of them. Crown Point's got a lot of those spots where they're going to take a handful of the weights. Diego Betancourt, Marion McLean had a really good sectional. He beat Diego Betancourt and Luke Need. So kind of mix it up. I think they'll take those matches at the regional still. Aiden Van Doren now has a singular loss coming out of Logansport. Grant Holloway is a returning state qualifier. And obviously, we have a special place in our heart for Aiden Diaz. You know, his dad's, got to step away so, the real coaches can get in there.
Yes.
No, he's a good kid, man. Good family. So just tough spot, man. That Crown Point Regional is brutal.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Max Carroll's gonna be looking to punch that ticket. He's had some really tough semi-state ticket round matches.
yeah. 32.
Um, I like all the champs there. Gavin Lewis, obviously returning semifinalist. Warren Brown, a returning state qualifier, lost a tough one Friday night last year. Aiden Campbell has a loss to Sal Cyberchrist, another guy that's been in the rankings since he's a freshman. Has had a really good career. He's currently undefeated. And obviously, Lane's top three was ranked number one as a freshman. Um, Probably pound for pound one of the strongest guys in the state. Like even at 32, I know anyone that's ever grabbed him up at house talk about how strong he is. Um, I think he's the number one guy in there when he wrestles his matches though. Like there's been times where I've watched him wrestle other people's matches and like just kind of go with their style. I think when he goes out there and wrestles his style of wrestling, I think he's going to dominate. Like he'll have a dominant year. His singular losses to Jensen Boyd,
yeah, he's pretty good.
pretty good. 38. I mean, I think 38. There's one death draw in there that I think if I would assume Stanley's going to be the favorite at the Crown Point Regional. Sonny Sessa could hit Vargo, and that could be either one. Sessa's beat him before. Vargo beat him at Al Smith. Vargo Will Mason was an overtime match at the sectional. Will Mason's a scrappy kid. Came back from an injury, and then Jacoby Moore, Simon Martinez. I feel like they've wrestled a ton this year, and they've gone back and forth. We left one off the rankings. He had a huge sectional for East Chicago. Won the sectional at 138, beating Hassan Casada and Valentin not Valentin, but was losing 9-2 and ended up pinning Quesada. Timmy Maldonado the second, winning the gym that his dad won in. So he's a freshman. Put himself in a really good spot to go to semi-state with some huge wins.
Yeah.
44, I would assume now, you know what they say when you assume. The top four at the Crown Point Regional are pretty good. They're pretty tough. Obviously, Carter Hall shook it up some with Dalton Robson. Cooper Wilkins dealt with some injuries this year. He is back. He's a returning state qualifier. And you got Chase Peckney of Frontier, who's currently undefeated. Cody Gardner, Hudson Odell, Dilo Castro. That's a pretty solid way, but I think Crown Point's a little bit ahead of the field there with Cooper Wilkins mixed in.
Yeah, and you already have one guy that's the Fernandez and Robson match.
Yep.
So, yeah.
150. He's pretty good. Anyone that's not winning their sectional, I'm sure they're running to the bracket board on Saturday or Sunday to make sure that they didn't get that Crown Point draw, because I would assume that's as close to a lock death draw at 150 as you can get in the state. Yeah. Joe Pond's having a really good year for Hanover Central. I know he has wins over a lot of guys in the field there. Markel Shelton had a good day. Landon Garrison wrestled really well for Highland. RJ McCoy has 2 losses, I believe. You said he was a teammate. His dad was a teammate of yours, or
no? His dad was from East Side, so I know him from that same area of DeKalb County.
East Side taking over right. Lafayette. He's had a good season. That'll be a good match with Caden Webb. But like you said, like you're going to want to be a regional champ there, and then hope to miss Joe Pond.
Yeah, Pond's having a real good, sneaky good freshman year, and I'm trying to figure out like the person I want to compare him to as like that freshman at the upper weight that's going to take some losses, but he's going to be he's going to be in the mix for a title the next 2 years or 3 years. So, is Max related to Anthony Quiros? Max is Anthony's
brother, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. I think Jimmy's both their dads.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, he got a gas tank on. You go out there to wrestle Max Quiros, you better be prepared to wrestle for the whole match. He's going to come forward. He's good.
Yeah.
We got Jeffrey Hybert's going to be the favorite in the field. Coming out of the Hobart Regional, you're going to have 2 state qualifiers possibly battling for a championship there. hoping not to hit Hyvert and Anthony Bustamante of Maryville and Zach Kenny of Griffith. Justin Hettinger, solid semi-state guy last year. He's going to be the favorite coming out of Logansport. And Aiden Witt and Kobe Smith, a little Mishawaka. But I think there's someone else in the mix that's been doing pretty well over there, too. I think maybe the Riley kid had a really good day.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right there. 65 Staples is pretty good.
Yep. Hayden Mansilla is really good, too. His only losses is Staples. Grayson Strickland's returning. He won the DAC over Ben Clark, so you have a couple guys there. Jordy Martinez is like 37-2. Brant Beck's got a couple medals. He's pretty good. I think 1, 2, 3, and 4 the guys that projected to win the regionals there. If I had to guess, I would assume number 1's pretty much a lock to win his regional.
Yeah.
Mason Lickey, shout out. That's my boy Alec Norrell's nephew. I went to school with his parents, so hopefully he punches a ticket for Black Oak. Hold it down.
Yeah. Yes.
This will be a fun weight class because I think these guys at the top are pretty good. We talked about Griffin Van Tichel when we covered that regional. He's an explosive athlete. I'm really excited. Hopefully he ends up getting a medal this year. Izzy Sanat beat Vinny Freeman in the infamous match that got publicized all over every media outlet. He was a side note. His dad's a fan of the show, so we want to see Izzy do well. Jonathan Walgermuth got a singular loss on the year. He had a lat drop win over Aiden Granger at the Harvest Classic. So Aiden Granger returning state qualifier up at 190. Caden O'Neill is pretty solid. Kale Schatz is solid. I believe Kaden O'Neill took a loss this weekend, not to Vinny Freeman.
Yeah.
So,
so
a lot of good athletes in there. Timmy James is a real good athlete too. I think they have him listed as a sophomore also in the bracket. I think he's a junior too.
Hey, maybe there's some redshirt years coming that we didn't hear about.
Yeah. I know he lost a year to his knee, so maybe.
Got a medical?
Yeah, 190 is a toss-up weight. I think that, man, you could wrestle this thing 100 different ways, and I might not even have the champ ranked. Who knows? Alex Tatum took a loss to Christopher Ortiz Herrera. I kind of talked about that. He's a guy that's really come on. Those guys were really excited for him. Quentin McLeod, maybe this is the year that Logansport pulls that one out. I like those guys. McLeod, Traveler Quad Hammer, just because that.
Traveler beat McLeod.
Yeah.
And I saw a video on TikTok about it. So
Quad Hammer. I like that. I think that's a pretty good name. Paul Walgermuth, Alessio Retzloff, returning state qualifier. He's beat Tatum twice. Tatum beat him once. Wessel Wardick and Moran was a really good match at their conference. Fedorchuk's a really good athlete. Calvin Stewart's a good grappler. He's got some judo in his background, and Lucas Anderson's a returning sectional champ. No clue who's going to win that. That'll make break your pick'ems at the semi-state.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that weight class is going to be. That's I would like to see. I mean, if you go 4 for 4 for your pick'ems there, you're going to do pretty good because those ticket round matches are all going to be guys that are real close to each other, and there's not going to be an easy match to pick.
215, I think we've kind of talked about it. He's the number 1 ranked guy in the state for a reason. Cesar Salas, Preston Perez has had a really good year. Single digit losses, got his opportunity to get in the lineup. Didn't have a great Al Smith, but other than that, I think his record's been pretty well. Martin Gazzo lost to Robert McKinney of Lafayette Jeff this past weekend. Martin Gazzo returns maybe return regional champ over there. Landon Reynolds, Tierson, Wolford, and Mason Hazley. Wolford's been around for a long time. He's had a good day. I was shocked when Winnemac went out to South Bend. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah.
Andrew Cooey's had a good season. But obviously if you're not the champ, you're not wanting to get that Crown Point regional again.
Pretty common.
And the same thing down here. If you're a champ, you don't want to get the Crown Point regional. You're just hoping that you miss. You're gonna get somebody. Lucas Nelson's the only one that's not ranked, but you got 1, 4, and 6 coming out of that same regional with the opportunity to hit 9 and 14. And Dick Cullen Guards a returning semifinalist.
Yeah.
That's tough. Jake Ludke's a younger kid out of Lake Central. He's an Illinois kid. He's a lot of IKWF results. He's kind of come on a little bit at the end. Max Perez, a senior for Calumet. Deshaun Jackson, not the wide receiver that used to play for the Eagles. Uh, he's a guy that gets after it, man. He goes out there and tosses. He likes to throw. And Joseph Gutierrez, I believe, is the returning regional champion for the Logansport Regional. But Crown Point's pretty stacked at that weight class. That was one we looked at all year.
Yeah. You want to go over?
Yeah, let's go, man.
We'll go over Newcastle because we want to. We can go over all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I got to 11. It's just midnight your time.
Yeah.
And I still got my rankings. I got rankings on the side. I've been working on it. We're going.
Nice.
All right. We're going over to the.
Yes. We're going to Newcastle.
Newcastle.
South here. Maddox and Lucas Scott, Nolan Culp, and the same regional 1 and 3. Actually, now 1 and 2.
Someone's taking it now there, right? I think Lucas Scott's still undefeated. Obviously, Maddox is undefeated. We talked about him earlier. He's like a 101. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nolan Culp's good though too. Baker's Staffesser is pretty good for Zionsville. I know. Talking to Cameron, he thought that was a guy that could punch his ticket. Ethan Bayless has had a really good year. Carr Stanford's had a good year. Mason Baylor still undefeated. Yes. Also, really talented freshman. So the 4 champs there are going to be tough to beat. Obviously, one of those guys are going to be drawing Scott, and the other one and Culp. So pretty tough. And I'm sure anybody that's the runner up out there does not want to draw the Westfield North Montgomery Regional.
Yeah.
Or you do, and you can tell your kids that you lost the state champ. 13. Another solid weight. Tate St. Laurent's been wrestling really well. He's number 3. He'll have Eli Kincaid, a talented freshman with some region roots, so don't count him out. Olivia Crawl, the other female wrestler left in the field on the boys' side. Was she regional champ over there?
No, I believe she was second at sectional.
Dang. Hunter Cheapo, real talented freshman also for South Montgomery. That'll be a good weight. Braden Head's had a really good season. Again, if you're the runner up there, you're not trying to draw into, it looks like you're probably going to try to draw the regional champ out of Richmond. Morrow's a 2-time qualifier. St. Laurent's a returning qualifier. Braden Head's had a really good season.
Yeah. 120.
You got the man. Yeah, you got the man right now. Carver wrestling well. They're probably going to be looking at that rematch with Shutley. So if you're the runner-up anywhere other than that, you're not going to want Shutley or Carver. But that's why you really got to go out there and take care of business and keep that in your own hand. But Carlos Federucci came down from 26. Dane Van Veldhausen, a solid freshman for Zionsville, and Seth Lamb's had a really good season. Mm-hmm. That'll be an interesting one at Northmount, but the 2s and 3s, I mean, you have a 2 out of 3 chance to hit a guy that's, has some national success, has a state championship.
Yeah, a top 3 guy in the state, and yeah, that's one you really need to win. Those other 2 regionals. 126. Dallas Rosenberger having a real good freshman year.
Yeah, kind of flying under the radar too. Undefeated freshman at a stacked weight. He's a guy that I wouldn't be shocked if he won it.
Yeah.
I know a couple years ago he had a couple wins over Carver. He's in there with Bryce Glaze, who came over from the vaunted Mooresville Regional also. Red Cobra kid representing. Obviously, we got Brady Miller in there. Shout out to my guy. He got a little region blood in him too. So anytime you at least got some roots in the region, I'm excited for you. Brody Weimer, super talented. Obviously, we really like his family. He's a good kid. Him and Jackson Lavins had some wars. That Perry Meridian regional will be tough. Blake Getz, Jet McGuire both got medals. Trip Gardner, solid. We talked about that. And Braden Voles is a guy undefeated, got a medal. Could be a guy that ends up winning the weight, and we just didn't talk about the whole year.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Obviously, that semi-state, as you said, that 26 at that semi-state is going to be really good.
You got 2 undefeated guys and a guy with a singular loss there.
Yeah,
pretty good.
pretty good weight class.
I thought Dallas Rosenberger was going to be the Logansport savior, man. I've been talking about it for years, and then he snaked it right out, went out to Newcastle.
Yep. Did not want to deal with the region.
No, he'd have been fine. He'd have been the savior out there.
Yeah.
132, Matthew Baylor, still undefeated, right? Had a huge win over Lucas Day.
Yeah, he did. So.
Eli Brody returning semifinalist. That Perry Meridian regional is going to be tough. There's obviously you see 5 names under that. All those guys in the rankings, Richard Rogers, Dylan Wills, Richardson. So someone's hitting one of those guys. Nicolite's really tough. And then Gavin Mason's a really tough freshman. He only has 1 loss to Lane Horn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know talking with Travis, they said he moves real well. Just, like you're grabbing up a grown country boy, farm boy.
Yeah, you got a big brother those guys. When you're a senior, you're wrestling a freshman like that. You got to kind of big brother them.
Yeah,
you can't let them. You got to be the senior.
And then you got Jackson Ingram and Haraska. That's a good weight. 32 is a solid weight out there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one too. Obviously, draws are gonna be very important because Baylor has a state medal too.
Yeah,
and Rogers has a state medal also. So you have some state medals that are not going to have easy tick around matches. I mean, you could have Rogers and Baylor could easily be could be a tick around match and both have medals and not going back as a senior.
We're on the Tylen Thrine, closing it out tour, looking to bookend his career with 2 titles. Won it as a freshman. One of the best athletes in the state, probably one of the best athletes in that weight class. If we were playing football, I don't know all the 38s football. I'm probably picking them pretty high.
Yeah.
But you're going to have some guys that are going to, push them. Like Kemp just beat Bowie. You got Cole Goodman in there. You could have, a Kemp or Bowie Thrine match for a ticket. And you got that added, not that I want it to happen for my guy Gil and those guys, but if you can have that Thrine Bowie match in the ticket round, that's fireworks. Anytime you get Newcastle and Warren Central on the those guys like to get at it.
That's a little spicy rivalry.
Yeah, low key. I don't think they do a lot, but they have some. They definitely have some spice going there. Luke Weaver's had a good career, but Washburn's had that huge win. That North Montgomery regional right there is pretty solid, top to bottom. Parker Culp's a guy. Peel back the rankings a little bit. He's a guy that's he wrestles everybody. Over the last 2 years, people I beat Parker Culp or has a loss to Parker Culp. So he's kind of a guy we measure off, or I measure off of and he's unfortunate for him, but he just wrestles a lot of those guys. Colin Crowley, good to see him back on the mat also. That Perry Meridian regional is going to be tough. That those guys are pretty good, and that North Montgomery regional is real tough too.
Crowley was a state qualifier last year, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that's a tough, obviously take around matches. A lot of death draws there.
Yeah. 144, making the move from the Mooresville regional. Also, Cash Mays having a really good season. Camden Laney's had a really good season. He had a good win over Dakota Willesboro. We found out he's currently out of the bracket, which unfortunate. Brian Thomas has had a good season. Isaac Darth. Yeah. Greg Smith, we talked about that. Howie had him higher than Stephen. I think he had a win over Stephen Hunter. So that'll be a good matchup for a regional championship. I'm guessing those guys don't want to hit Cash Mays.
Yeah. 150.
We talked about Gunnar Butt and kind of how his career is going, looking to be pretty successful, and already a lot of people would take that career. I think he's looking to try to get under the lights, give himself a shot there. Like we said, his only losses to a guy that's pretty highly ranked in the country. Is that one of them's a top 3 guy, right? One of the Rainies.
Both of them are.
So
both of them are pretty good, and they've been on world teams and stuff, so they're pretty good.
Hank Fennessy's return state qualifier. Graydon Staley's over there. Simon Kuhn having a really good year. Singular loss. Anybody that's going to be the runner up out of there is not going to want to hit into Gunnar Butt. But that Perry Meridian regional is deep. There's going to be some really tough draws, and we talked about Julius West and Jordan Franklin right off the bat.
Yeah.
This was way easier to do it. You should have just stopped me when we were talking about singular regionals.
Yeah, that's a nice little
Yeah, this
spreadsheet
is
we got
good.
here.
157. Jack Davis, number 1. That's a good weight. Jack Davis, Tyler Lavin. Like those guys are obviously going to be either hit Weaver, who's really tough. Joshua Oshman of River Parkside, right? River, what is it?
Riverton Park.
Riverton Park. The first time I've ever ranked a Riverton Park guy, and Howie did not agree.
How he said
Granted.
Dylan Lane is better.
Yep. Dylan Lane is good, man. Like, don't get me wrong, Dylan Lane's good. I had Dylan Lane in the rankings also. That Pendleton Height Regional is really good. You got 6, 13, 24. Obviously, Perry Meridian's got 15, 20, 23. This is a pretty good weight for Newcastle overall.
Yeah, and Caden Rogers in there also from Pendleton Heights. So that's going to be.
So is Tyler Lavin not in there?
I don't know. Maybe he's talking about 150.
Yeah, probably Caden Rogers at 150.
Yeah. So because those should be right. Yeah, because no one ranked Rogers because he wasn't in the sectional brackets.
Got us.
Yep. Ola McGinley hoodwinked us.
I blame Cameron Sackon for not giving us the inside track. Yeah. 65. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that Aiden Kincaid. MJ Staples, it's always tough to look past, but he's having a great career coming back off an injury, like a really tough injury last year. He had a really good freshman year, semifinalist. So Cohen Davis, Aiden Hutchinson would be a good one. That's 21 and 23. I think Kincaid's the top guy in the field. McCurdy and Larry Meyer, Naden Houston, Aiden Flowers. He's had Aiden Flowers' number, real tough freshman. So I think any of those guys that are going to be runner up, again, you're not going to want to hit Kincaid. You're going to be looking at your bracket and crossing your fingers.
Yeah. 75, another pretty solid weight class spread around.
Yeah. I think that this one's like a pretty even. This one was harder for me to say like, oh yeah, like I try to say like, okay, this guy's a lock to punch, like not punch a ticket, but like win his regional and then like have a good shot. But like Jacob Cole, real tough, but like, Thomas Thompson's good. Warren Pollard's good. Evan Nichols has had a really good career. William Wolford, Tipton's really good. MJ Morton from Roncalli, I got a medal. Jackson Prater, he's a Richmond State qualifier. Darren Reynolds was out of the lineup a little bit, but he's had a lot of wins. And Jordan Flick, it's going to be tough. So really, really tough overall. Again, much like 190 at East Chicago, it'll be interesting to see who pulls this one out.
Yeah. 90. Brody Wingate and Nathan Schaefer, both state qualifiers out of Richmond.
Yeah, kind of the theme, right? Like you have a monster in there. You're hoping not to, 2 out of the 3 weight classes. If you don't win your regional, there's going to be a really tough regional champ waiting for you, either in Michael White or Kyle Harden. And I think people sleep on Kyle Harden a little bit, but like Kyle Harden's had wins against Michael White. I think the last time they wrestled, he had a win against Michael White, right?
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a match. Kind of looking forward to seeing how Harden goes after him and see if there's what the difference is.
I just really hope that's not a semifinals match. I hope that's a finals match. But Camden Funk, also another guy, was a heavyweight last year, right?
Yeah,
wrestling heavy for Fishers, coming down 2 weight classes, up and down record wise with some of the losses, but really, really tough, man. He's a goer. They're gonna have him ready. John Stryker, solid. We got to see him at Al Smith. But that's a good weight. You have 2 champs though that you're not going to want to see. Win your regional, guys.
Yes, easier said than done.
Yeah. 215. Julian Burgett. Me and Howie went opposite here. He went Sear Godweiss 1. Colin Wetzel 2. Burgett 3. I went Burgett 2. And then Sear Godweiss and then Wetzel. So we don't always see eye to eye, so that's a little bit pull it back. I thought Brady Ashelman coming back up. I know he was talking about wrestling 90. He was the Al Smith runner-up. That'll be an interesting matchup because it makes it incredibly hard if you're not the regional champ because Sear Godweiss got a medal. Camden Sheldon of Alexandria has had a really good season. and Newcastle's Trent Supinger has also been pretty solid this year.
Yeah, so that's going to be.
I like Julian Burgett though; he's a goer, man. That's a dude that's got a gas tank too.
Yep.
You think
And
Cameron's in there rolling with him every day?
no.
I hope not. Right?
He's probably running from him. So yeah, heavyweight. Man, much like East Chicago, you don't want that Perimeridian region. I mean, there's no way getting around it either, though. That's the problem. I mean, there's gonna be 4 good guys there, and
Oh, and you're going to run into some solid guys across the board. I mean, it doesn't look like Richmond was well represented,
yeah,
but can we move half those guys over to that line?
yeah,
Uh, McNeil's solid. AW Van Kirk solid. Dungy's had some good wins. Jackson Apple's good, and then you got Glassine Catfish undefeated. Markey semi-state champ. Logan Kennard singular loss. Van Boy Leon had a really good summer, right? Like he was like the NHSCA. What's the national high school one?
yeah. National High School Coaches Association. He's like runner up, I
Yeah,
believe.
Jackson Owens had some good wins, and even Carlos Posada has had some really good wins this year coming out of there.
Yeah,
So,
I saw us at the Westfield. I'm
yep,
pretty impressed with him. I thought he looked solid, and he has some couple good heavyweight coaches. I will say probably 2 of the better ones in the state,
yep.
and Avon and Bernard. So if you can't get good with those guys as your coach, that's on you. So we want to go over the Evansville one real quick.
Of course, because
Can't leave them out
because the professor would be the first one to tell us in the morning.
I'm surprised he's not yelling at us now. So there are going to be a lot of death draws here.
Yes.
If you look at the death draws here, there is one at every weight class except for heavyweight. So if you're a heavyweight, you don't have any. I mean, they're still tough draws. So
So starting at 106, I was higher on Hunter Pearson than I think Dustin was. I think he's really, really good. I was really impressed with him at the Al Smith, or not at Al Smith, but at IHPO. Huddleston, he has him number 1. He's really good. He's going to have a tough one with Joe Hamilton. I know he beat Joe Hamilton early on. Cameron Schofield's really solid. So Joe Hamilton can hit Schofield. He has a win over Schofield. Colton Lands had a good season. Nick Russell's tough. I mean, Joe Hamilton can hit Pearson, Madison. I mean, these are huge team points too.
Yeah. Those are going to be tough matches. You know, the Hudson Hamilton loser running. I mean, there's not going to be an easy route to punching a ticket to state there for any of those champions. I mean, you're not wanting that.
13 again. I think I was higher on Jackson Jean than Jackson Jean has the same state ranking that he has semi-state ranking, which you don't see a lot of.
That's pretty rare when you're talking up like past like 5.
And I think we agreed, like Ducking, Brown, Chef. He had Chef and Brown flipped. Chef had beat Brown at some point this year. Obviously, Sanders and Chef are going to hit first round of regional. And Malachi Marlin's going to hit MJ Heilman at the regional. Like, welcome to Mooresville. I hope your property taxes are good at least. Leo Oatman's had a good year. But Spencer McCammon's real tough, and there's a really good chance he's hitting one of these really good Mooresville kids.
Yeah, he can.
You can get the state runner-up in Daniel Brown. You can get Kellen Chef, who won everything this summer. Same thing with Jackson Jean. Really, really good Al Smith. Had a good win over Nick Freeze. But, like, where do you – like, you just got to go out there to battle, right? You're hoping Trayvon Ducking doesn't lose. He's kind of like the guy. He's kind of distanced himself from the group.
Yeah, and you have I mean – those 3 out of Mooresville, they will hit McGammon or Jean.
Yeah,
one of them will.
Yep.
There's a 66% chance that they hit them.
And obviously, I'm just stating the obvious, which is what we do. The Evansville semi-state, some of these matchups are gonna like affect the team state. Like if you lose Daniel Brown, a Spencer McCammon, or Trayvon Ducking, those guys, those are big team points for teams that are looking to make a run. Center Grove, Brownsburg, same thing with Big Joe and Huddleston, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's big team points, and it's going to be very interesting. 120.
Again, Mooresville stacked.
Yes.
And then you're also having a stacked Castle with Stevens, Walker, and Fogarty. And then Josiah Stan's a really talented freshman. I actually told one of our girls that was at the IU camp this weekend. When you go talk to the coach, tell her son's doing really good in wrestling, and that you saw him on IndianaMat. Try to get that scholarship. But Kyson Engel has had a good year. But again, you're gonna have you have a champ over there, a semifinalist, a returning state qualifier. That's 3 guys that are going to be looking to get one of those tickets, and Jermaine Johnson coming over from Newcastle.
Yeah, another good, just another good weight class there. 126. Brown, Hockaday, Bowman, Oval, and someone's going to have to draw those guys.
Yeah, and you got Day in that mix now at Mooresville after a huge win over Riley. So you have those 4, and Poling and Vaughn was a really
132.
we're at 26. Sorry.
Yeah, 26. Yeah,
my fault, guys. Yeah. That top 4 at Mooresville still really good. That Hockaday Ulrey match at Team State was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean that could be for a ticket now.
Yeah, and you got Brown in there. You got the Brown Hockaday match will be good. Lots of potential good matches there. Ulrey, Weimer,
and then the top 4 over there with Mullins. Orman just took his first loss. Cody Hughes and Jude Pratt. Those guys are all solid. Yeah. Those are solid, very if they were in any other semi-state, they'd be like, oh man, that's the death trial. But you're looking at that Mooresville regional, like, dang, dude, this is gonna be brutal.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. Those guys, whoever lose there, they will have one of those Mooresville guys, whether it's the champ or 2, 3, or 4 in there. 32, as you said, they have. They do have Lucas Day in there. That you. Tough. I mean, because someone's going to run into Caleb Schaefer. Vaughn having a good year. Ethan Poling, Ethan Rose, Owen Blessinger. So, good deep weight class there.
Yeah, I think overall, just solid. You got 2 semifinals coming out of Mooresville, and Caleb Schaefer's had a solid year. Just has hit some Friday nights that have been pretty tough.
Yeah,
I was told that we slept on was it Vaughn Wyatt, and that both I and Triple B, because he beat Luke Kirchner. But when he sent it to me, he's like, "You guys are sleeping on Vaughn Wyatt," and I was like, "Dang, he beat Peyton Richards." And then I looked, and he did not beat Peyton Richards. He beat Luke Kirchner. So, the Mooresville Regional again, you have Gels, Haynes, both medalists, and then a couple guys that are really solid. But Richards is a semifinalist. Allstott's been in the mix. Graham Edinger got a singular loss. Yanni Nunez has had some good wins. Which you don't want to, I think overall, there's no way we can stop it. And I'm sure other coaches would be like, yeah, we don't want that. But you do not want to see one of those, Haynes or Gals loser hit a Peyton Richard for a ticket.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially a school like Switzerland County that hasn't had a lot of medalists in the career of those guys.
Yeah. 44, Walsh Ridge repeat 1, 2, and 4 from Adam Mooresville. And then you have Amron Pratt, Asa Spencer, Patrick Dowdy, Keegan Joking. It's almost better if you're not at Mooresville to get second. You almost have a better shot of getting a better draw. If you're not the champion, you almost, because you have a 2 and 3 chance of not hitting Braylon Reynolds or Peyton Hornsby, who's a Fargo champ.
Yeah, Quentin Sheff, who's got a medal.
Yeah.
This is, dude, it's tough, man. This is Amron Pratt's tough. Patrick Dowdy's tough. Asa Spencer's tough. They said the match with Roush was a good match, but man, that Mooresville Regional, you got 2 guys that are. And maybe Chef does too, but the top 2 guys there are D1 level guys. They're going to be D1 wrestlers.
Yeah. 150. I mean, Another one. I mean, if you look at if Cohen Long, obviously probably the little bit of the favorite Jeffersonville. He will have a Chase Klein, Tommy Gibbs, David Falola, and or Marcus Malone.
Well,
He cannot get out of that unless someone upsets them in the first
and
round.
and Caleb Kirkpatrick had a huge win over Cohen Long this
Yeah,
past weekend. And then I was sleeping on Seager Ralston. Triple B told me, and I took him out of the last ranking and put Jonas Strain in. And my fault, man. Ralston went out there and showed out, man. Great job.
yeah. So yeah, that's going to Grant Volker, Spencer Howard, Hunter Bannett. Um, that's going to be that's a just brutal. I mean, you will draw someone from Morrisville. You cannot escape that, and whether you're champ or second, third, fourth. So good luck. 157, another one. Mooresville's not as deep, but they still have two high end guys, the two highest end guys, and you know, looking at the draws, you could have some really good matches there.
Oh yeah, Bonenbarger with the win over Dressler. I mean, you could take one of those guys over to Vander Lugaren or Reynolds, who's going to be the champ over there.
Yeah,
Uh, Reynolds and Dressler, I thought was a pretty good match at Carnahan. Uh, you know, Cooksey's as dangerous as anybody in the state, honestly.
yeah, yeah. He
Like
is.
that's a guy. Is that who you want to wrestle for a ticket? A guy that's unpredictable that like puts people away. Like that's probably not what you want.
No,
Mike Atante solid. Boomer Heister was kind of on the receiving end of that call, right?
yes, yeah. A bit of controversy, so that's going to be a good one. Or is it Skinner and Hester has first round match
Yeah,
regional? So
not ideal.
no. 65. Larson, Leahy and Porterfield wrestling first round.
Yeah, and then I mean, I'd still like feel like that Jeff Regional might be as sneaky there. I think
Yeah, I
Hewlett's
think
obviously good, and Sommers and Bent are real solid. Bent's obviously a good athlete overall. Uh, we like Dustin, but we don't rank his kid high because we like Dustin. We rank his kid high because he does good.
yeah,
So that'd be interesting. Cam Bauman's undefeated on the season. I know him and Larson have had some matches in the past where Larson's got the better of him. Larson's been up at 75. He had a full mustache at one point in his picture. I don't know if he's still rocking that thing, but that's probably at least a medalist mustache.
yeah. You got three guys that are the projected champions here, all pretty solid. So I mean, there's one good draw that everyone's looking for, but I mean, yeah, that's going to be that's one you're going to look at the draws and seeing is there a better path, but there's not going to be an easy path there. Yeah, 75. Cooper beat Ratliff this past week, right?
Yeah. Again, another one where Dustin and I disagreed. Luckily, I picked right because I was sweating it a little bit. Lincoln Cooper's tough, and so is Ratliff. I thought Ratliff coming up. Both of those guys really, really tough. But like, you don't want the loser of that match, or even Corey Fuller, who's solid, to hit into Breedlove. But there's a good shot that could happen. Breedlove number 1, 3, and 7 there. Isola, a non-ranked wrestler for Speedway, but ranked in the state. Tyson Barr, returning state qualifier. Matthew Schroeder's had a good year. Connor Hoare. Noah Fields coming up a couple weight classes. But man, Ratliff Cooper, you hope that it plays out, however the seeds or rankings work, but it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah. Do we need to have like an intervention with you and Dustin? You guys disagree too much.
Nah, man. That's what actually I think me and Dustin might disagree the most, and I think sometimes we agree to like go the other way, so we can keep the people happy.
Yes. They're half happy.
Half, yeah. Because then like people tell me that like, Dustin doesn't know what he's doing, and I say like, nah, man, like he knows what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. 215,
190.
or 190. It sounds like was it possibly Spencer Fain? I think he was injured. Maybe we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But that Sam Howard, Dalton Pledger be a pretty good match. But man, that Jeffersonville regional is tough.
Yeah.
Callum McMahon, Corey Tante. Tante just got the win there this past one. Elijah Geyer is really good. Daryl Hicks is really good from Columbus North. And then one of those guys have a possibility to hit Howard, who's also really tough. And Pledger's super slick on his feet. He's going to draw some of those guys. So he's going to be a stylistic matchup, a nightmare.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy weight. Did Tonze get McMahon this time?
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, so that they'll have a rematch here. 215, another one of chock full of ranked guys.
Well, I don't even get to see the comments. Mine's just a screen.
It says Triple B said Trips is getting raked here.
Nice.
We're giving him a hard time. I'll send him the link here.
Are we at 215?
Yeah, 215. Two more weights.
Obviously, we want Thacker and Jaron Kelly. Jaron Kelly undefeated, beat Thacker this past time. I'm guessing that rematch is going to be pretty fire.
A little bit of spice.
A little bit of spice. Those guys were getting at it in the chat a little bit. I like that, though. That's what I want. Clayton Miller over Falor. DeUser's a really good athlete in there. I think he's a pretty good baseball player himself. Christian Gomez. But the top three there are pretty solid. 3, 10, 18. One of those guys could hit Thacker or Kearney, the winner of that. And then this is not one where Mooresville is like as stacked as some of the other weights. But Meeks 12. Camden Williams has had a really good summer. A young, really talented big guy, number 20 in the state. Miguel Flores had a solid year. So Devin Orman's had a really good career. I think that he's been around for a long time. He's always single-digit losses. I know he's had some good Mooresville tournaments. So shout out to Devin Orman. Whether he makes it or not, like that, you've had a solid career, man. It's not unrecognized.
Yeah, Camden Williams, like you said, had a good offseason, placed at Fargo. Definitely not going to be, if you're the champ, that's really probably. I mean, if he doesn't win Mooresville, he's going to be one of those guys that you really don't want to wrestle in the ticket round. That's not someone that has some national level success, wrestled in big matches. That's you see a 20 there, but that's kind of deceiving that he can, if he ends up with a state medal, you're probably not going to be really surprised.
At one point I said getting an Indiana state medal is getting harder than a Fargo medal.
Yeah, there's some. I saw a guy win Fargo and never make it to state.
Yeah,
so it's pretty difficult to do. Heavyweight.
Man, this is a tough one. This was a tough one to rank. And I think Triple B does as good as anybody in the state rankings overall as anyone. And I looked at this, I'm like, this is brutal, man. Because all these guys are trading losses. They're all close. And there's some guys that they've lost to some other guys that didn't even make the list.
Yeah.
I'd assume Hayden Smith's the top dog. He's undefeated. He's had a good go. And then a lot of these guys, if you look at the freshman, sophomore results, they've been in the mix. Manfred Orsborn had a really good IHPO. Jesse Harper is a fresh soft placer. Eli Stokes had a good IHPO, right? And he's taken some losses. I believe William Doty's had some big wins. So, and then Noah Martin is professor trained, bro. Like that gives you 2 check marks.
Yes.
Because you got Tante in the corner and you got the professor game planning. So,
Maury Shields and Osborne were both state qualifiers last year. And there's no easy draws. There's no good draws.
Hayden Smith got a medal from 2 years ago. Hank Redmond's coming up, and dude, he's a goer. Dude, he got a gas tank on him. Again, if you wrestle Hank Redmond, you better be prepared to go the distance because he's gonna take you deep waters.
His sister won a state title, so he's gotta duplicate that. He's not gonna let her sister get one up on him. So yeah, good weight class. That one's gonna be a fun one draw wise. How that plays out. So as a programming note, next week we will probably be doing 4 shows.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep. From what I can gather, Triple B will be on Thursday per what he said. I don't think I relayed that to you yet, but
it's all good, man.
So he'll be on Thursday. We will be doing the Evansville semi-state. It's always a great time. Hopefully he keeps his banner and it doesn't fall down when he points right to it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I don't know if we could do that any better.
yeah, that was on cue. So let me get our rankings.
Rankings on this beautiful 3 hour show. This is the new
Two
norm.
3 hour shows this week.
2 3 hour shows this
Hey,
week.
we're getting ready for um um
Dude, I like.
we're getting ready for next week because we're gonna do probably a bunch of those. So
You ever see that kid? He's like talk about running backs on his team, and they're like, it's like a high school kid, and he's like Joe Caprino, dog. That's
yeah,
what I see. Like when he's like Kyle Harden, dog. I'm like, that's how I feel. Kyle Harden, dog.
yeah.
Michael White, Mikey White, dog.
That's a Lures guy up here.
Is it?
Yeah, that's from guys from Bishop Lures.
Dude, we need to get him a segment too. He just come on and just be like, you know, John Kearney, Princeton just won his sectional undefeated, dog.
Well, we got to have that segment and mean tweets or mean comments.
Nah, not mean comments. It's angry dad texts.
Angry dad text.
So we can get it through emails, we can get texts, we can get Facebook posts.
Yeah.
I think that is, and we just like blur out the name, but I think that has to happen.
Yes. So we are doing Disney movies, and by Disney movies we mean animated movies. So there's some non-animated movies that are pretty good, but we're gonna stick with just regular Disney movies. So
and we're gonna sing the top song from the movie. So as we go, if there's a song in there that you want to hear, just shout it out. We'll try to give you a couple bars.
I'm not. So I'll go first.
This time I'm not going to change my pick if me and Joe pick the same one, because my Disney movies, these are the movies I actually like. So
I'm gonna go with Aladdin.
ooh, pretty good one, pretty good.
Number 5. Little known fact: I was in marching band my freshman year. I was
You
not
don't
very
say.
good.
Say again?
What?
I said you don't say.
Surprise! And our theme was Aladdin, so that's kind of the first time because I really didn't watch the movie. Your freshman year, you're really not a big Disney person, but and so always had like a little bit of a special place in my heart, just mainly because I had to play all those songs, and so I knew them, and I had to march and do that, and I was.
What was the best one? Which one was your favorite to play? Prince Ali?
Yeah, that's a good song. Because that was like
Pretty
one of the
good.
last ones, and we actually had some, the drum majors were chasing each other around with bread and stuff. But we weren't very good. So, yeah.
I mean,
So,
did you have fun though?
Today, I was in marching band.
I did. I'll never be more shocked than when I found out you're like an equestrian, like horse riding champion.
Yeah, yes, I was 4th at state.
So those guys, if we did a Fort Wayne horse riding show, they'd be like, hey, we need to secure Joe Caprino.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to guess what instrument I played?
The tuba.
No, I couldn't. I was too small back then. I wouldn't be able to hold that thing.
Trumpet, man? You're a trumpet guy?
Saxophone.
Oh, dang. Okay, Lisa Simpson.
We should do one top 5 little known like random facts about us.
We're gonna throw this back to like what year do you think that was? 1996. Bill Clinton's on the Tonight Show playing the saxophone, and Joe's like, you know what? I'm gonna be a young Bill Clinton before all the controversy.
So yeah. Bill and I had no, never mind.
So my number 5, this one was pretty. Honestly, this one was pretty near and dear to my heart. I had never seen it. I know, like we've kind of talked about it before. We were in a pretty bad car accident when my daughter was a freshman, and this movie, like we were on the like kids ward at University of Michigan, and I probably watched the movie Coco probably like 10 times. And I don't even know if I ever made it all the way through, because when she'd fall asleep, we turn it off. But then like we finally ended up watching. It's a good movie. I really like it. She really likes it. It's just Coco with no A. It's not Coca.
Oh yeah.
Coco.
I was just getting ready to spell it. I'm trying to find. Yeah, so, that's a good movie.
That one's got a special place in my heart. It makes me feel sad when I watch it. Not only is it a sad movie, but it's also sad for like what we went through, but also like I remember that, every day that, like, it's a blessing and that she's done a good job. So
Do you talk about Bruno?
we do, man. We actually, my kids are, here's a good fact. My kids love being in theater, and they play in a bunch of plays, and they love to sing. So we sing this, like, I could literally sing all these bars if you want them to. I'm not going to be as good as they are, but, dude, we talk about Bruno all the time. That's like one of the bangers.
Yeah, we see another little known fact. We're gonna have little known facts, like when my grandmother, her maiden name was Bruno. You know, Rocco or Bruno were my two last names for my son, and end up getting Rocco, which I think Rocco or Bruno would work for him because it fits him pretty well. So
Yeah.
um, anyway, number 4. I'm gonna go The Lion King.
Man, I almost put Lion King on my list, but man, I today's my brother's birthday. Shout out to my brother Tony. I tagged IndianaMat. I don't think he'd scar me like Mufasa. Maybe the flip.
It's a real good, wholesome. Obviously, there's craziness in all of those movies and sadness and everything.
Man. Uh, but man, I feel like Scar had his reasons, man. It's all right.
Yeah.
Is he probably the worst brother in Disney movies?
Probably, yeah.
He's not a good brother. My number 4, honestly, mine are kind of like newer, man. I got some newer ones, so it's not gonna be as like old. I really like the movie Ratatouille. I like to cook. So I really like Ratatouille.
Definitely butchering that one.
I tried to make Ratatouille like that one time. It didn't come out as good as, like, I didn't eat it and get taken away to another dimension when I was a little kid, but still like the movie.
There we go. Wow. I pulled a mic on that one. Actually, Caleb now. So, yeah, my next one, man, there's so many good ones, and because I have a good list, I know who my number 1 is.
I know my number. Our number ones are probably gonna be the same, right?
I don't know, because it's not gonna be the. I don't know. I'm going Cars. Really like. One was the best. The other ones weren't as good. But yeah, good movie. A little bit more manly of a Disney movie, but good stuff. The talking cars and
the great Owen Wilson in there, man.
Yes.
My youngest brother, Andrew, he didn't wrestle or anything. He actually works on cars. That dude loved cars more than anyone I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, it changed that dude's whole life.
Nice. So, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is going to be, so my job isn't rankings all day, even though I do some rankings during the day. Like, I work in environmental. We try to keep the planet clean and make a better place. I like the movie WALL-E.
Yep. That was one I picked out. I don't think it's going to be my top 2, but that was a great movie.
WALL-E's an environmental guy too, so we're out here trying to save the planet for you guys. So as you send me these angry emails, remember I'm trying to help you guys.
Yeah. So, man, did I put that one on there? I know who my number 1 is. It's this one, man. Yeah, I got to go Toy Story.
Dang, that's my number. I'm going Toy Story number 1, but that's fine. You can take it right now too.
Yeah, Toy Story. It was on my top movie list anyway. So, yeah. So yeah, Toy Story, great movie. Do you want to go your?
Yeah, you put Toy Story. Yeah, sure. What? I'm going Toy Story series. Dude, Toy Story 3 hit, man. Like when they're in the trash pit and they're like about to get melted. Dude, I like literally like was with my kids and I was about to cry. Like, and as a dad, you're not like your kids aren't supposed to see you crying, but
yeah,
I feel like I grew up with these dudes.
Yeah, that one was that one hit hard. That one, like you thought that it was finally gonna end, and it just was like cliffhanger.
And you had Ken and Barbie in there. They're pretty funny.
Yeah,
Lots of Hug a Bear.
yeah,
So
yeah.
pretty
That one
good.
was like they had you on the edge of your seat, like, oh my goodness, it's actually going to happen, and then it didn't. So, um, I'll go with my number one, and you can do your number two since going Lilo and Stitch.
I did not pick. I didn't pick Lilo and Stitch. We're good.
I like Hawaii, and it's a good wholesome family movie. Ohana, you
I
know.
felt like I felt like the little girl was a punk though, so I didn't like it.
Well, we call
Uh,
Rocco Stitch, so that's why.
um, my number two, I really like Monsters Inc.
That's on my
And I also like Monsters University, but I'm gonna go Monsters Inc.
yeah.
Oh, don't put Toy Story 3, man. People are gonna give me the. I said Toy Story series, man. I said it was a good one because
Oh,
if they say Toy Story 3, they're gonna trash me in the comments again.
yeah. I'll put the same two to save us. Yeah. No, that's I like Monsters Inc. That's on my honorable mentions. Um, no, good movie.
Uh, what's Monsters honorable mention? I got a couple honorable mentions.
Go ahead and I'll add mine after yours.
Man, my like movie when I was like a kid that I used to watch all the time. Dude, I used to love the Disney version of Robin Hood. That was like my favorite like old Disney movie. I mean, it might have been the only VHS we had, but like I liked it. Um, I really I really liked the movie Inside Out. I thought that was a really good concept of a movie.
Ooh, I
Dude,
did not like that one.
when they leave Bing Bong, bro, oh man, I thought my kids had like a meltdown. I thought we had to leave the theater. Uh, I really like Finding Nemo.
That's on my list too.
I feel like that's like one of those quotable movies.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the movie Tangled. We like the movie Tangled. Everyone's doing Frozen, man. Everyone had Frozen. If you have a daughter that's within a certain age range, like Frozen was like the whole thing, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have videos of my daughter dancing to Frozen, and I'm sure your daughters are pretty much the same age, and you probably were knee
Yeah,
deep in Frozen too.
1,000,000%. I'm I almost put Up on my list, but man, as an adult, like you're watching Up and you're like, bro, like how do you explain to your kids what's going on at the beginning of this movie?
I did have that on my list, to be honest. Um, let's see. I also had 101 Dalmatians. That's kind of the older one, and then
Man, thinking back, like she was gonna kill those puppies and turn them into a coat.
yeah,
Wow, bro.
um, and then Wally. That's probably I had a couple others, but those are probably my honorable mentions. Yeah,
What's your favorite Disney ride? Like when you went to Disney, what was the
ride.
one?
Tower of Terror or Rock and Roll Roller Coaster.
Dude, Tower of Terror is good. Dude, I really liked Epcot, and dude, I got some like Mediterranean food there, and dude, it was so good. Disney's on the next level, man. It's good.
Yeah, yes, it is. That we could. I haven't been there for a while, so I can't give you my the we couldn't do the rankings of Disney food.
Um, man, Kim like tore my heart out one time with Disney, bro. So like I was like probably the only person in the history of Disney that I couldn't find someone to sell me a timeshare. I was so down to buy a timeshare. They're like, we're all done. I think they're playing hard to get. They were gonna get me for two. And but like the third time I asked somebody, Kim's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I really want to get a timeshare. I want to come back. I love this." And she's like, at some point your kids are not going to want to hang out with you, and this is going to be like a waste of money. And that like really broke my heart, man, because that's true, man. Like you get to an age that they ain't trying to hang out with their dads no more until like they come back around, you know.
See now another. I don't know if you know that my wife's mom that she has Disney timeshare.
I didn't
So
know that.
oh man, you're learning a lot tonight. It's a learning day for you. But so yeah, but you can also trade those in for like you could ask when we went to Hawaii this summer, that was that we stayed at the Disney property. So you could use it for Hawaii also. So
Yeah, I'll go Hawaii. That's like one place I really want to go is Hawaii, honestly.
So that's also you can use it in different places, and it is kind of. We haven't been to Disney for a while, but you know, maybe we'll go soon. Soon. It's kind of in a weird area with both kids, so yeah. But you can go to Hawaii with it, so I'll take that, and you can trade it in for other ones, um, for other places, other timeshares. But it's also weird. I don't know. It's a weird because it's a point system, and so you don't have the locked in weeks like you do some other traditional timeshares. So you get so many, you buy enough points. So I don't know. And you can do cruises. So the Disney cruises are good too. We've done those.
I've never been on a cruise either, man. I don't know if I'm like, man, did you watch that Netflix one where that chick just disappeared? They never found her ever. I don't want that to be me.
No, I did not. So maybe I should watch it now. Yeah, Disney cruises are nice. They have their own private island, where you go, and it's pretty cool. So something, yeah. So you can use it on cruises. You can use it at Hawaii. You don't have to just use it to go to Disney. So
I've been to Euro Disney.
what?
I went to Euro Disney.
I've no interesting. I'm sure you could use it there. What? Sausage party. I don't know what that is. So
Just so he's never even been to one of those, bro.
nah, I was at Finley. We had lots of equine girls there.
It's like an adult comedy, cartoon. I think Seth Rogen's in it.
Okay. I didn't know if that was a joke or if that was something.
No, it's an actual movie, but it's probably as a joke. It didn't do as well.
Yeah. So, well, our second 3-hour episode of the week.
It's 11:11, man. You can make a wish. Wish we get off.
11. I'm an hour late. So, yeah. Good luck to everyone at regional. It should be a great weekend, and then hopefully we get brackets at a reasonable time. I do not know when they will be ready. I will have them ready. I just will need the formula. So if you get the formula, send it to me. I will get the brackets out, and we'll go from there.
Check me out tomorrow. I'll be, I think, 8:00 Eastern time, talking on the Deep Water podcast with Chris Fargo and those guys. I don't know what they're going to ask me. I told them I'll talk about whatever, but they might not like my answers. He's like, "Oh, it's a little bit more relaxed than Guerrilla Radio." I said, "Bro, if it's more relaxed, we ain't going to get nothing done."
Yeah, so have fun with that. I'll have to tune in. I don't think we have too much going on tomorrow night. So next week, 4 episodes. We know Thursday will be the 4th-ranked semi-state, Evansville. One of the top 5 semi-states. I don't think people understand the joke with that.
Nah, they get all bent out of shape. Oh, if you guys want to come broadcast with me or get into broadcasting, reach out. We'll get you lined up. I don't think they just want to hear me talk about wrestling solo by myself, which who wouldn't?
Well, I'll come over.
Oh, hey, you want to come to the Crown Point Regional? I try to get my brother to do it. He doesn't want to do it.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I'll see why we can, because I need to drive more. So anyway, well, with that, we're going to get out of here, and we'll see you next week.